We are live. This is the Nature Sports Network coming to you this Wednesday, March 27th, 2024. Man, y'all know what it is. We know this today is our running backs and linebackers day, but we're going to discuss a whole bunch of stuff within this NFL. Y'all already know how we do, man. It's the Nature Sports Network. So we definitely going to get it in, even though we are a Redskins show, generally talking about the Redskins in the Washington, D.C. area. We still cover pretty much everybody in the league. So we're going to cover your team 9 times out of 10 in some way, shape, form, or fashion. We really do break down, even though it's the draft, so we don't know who we're getting. So we might break down a player that ends up on your team. So it's always good to listen in and see what we got going on here at the Nature Sports Network. When I like to start doing from the beginning, I always like to swing it around the room, see what everybody got going on, see what they feel about the positions or anything else going on in the NFL today. So let's start right there. We're gonna swing it around the room and see what we got going on today.
Yo. So I'm gonna jump in real quick. First, I this is the league meetings week, right? So this is a subject I really would like to talk about a little bit today. The league meeting it's been 4 rules changes this season. Two of them being the kickoff, if I'm not mistaken. And the league meetings usually, you get a chance for the execs to really sit down, talk to other execs, talk to other owners, talk to other coaches, and really dive into your team. So if there's a player that's now on your team that has a relationship with another defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator or owner, then you get a chance to maybe, get some intel about those players. I think right now, I don't think that, just my opinion, I don't think that running back is a huge focus, nor linebacker. Um, I do think we need another linebacker, um, maybe one or two, or maybe some for some depth. But on a starting lineup, I don't see it being a bunch of room for a linebacker right now, as well as running back. So there's some good running backs in college. There's some good linebackers in college. But I think that just because of team need, we may not be looking deep into those positions.
What you got, Big Son?
Um, I'm really looking forward to see what we're going to do at the linebacker position, mainly because it's a guy coming out this year. We talked about him a few weeks. Last week I believe we talked about James Williams, and I kept on looking for James Williams when I was doing my mock drafts, but couldn't find him. That's because they have him listed as a linebacker. He plays safety as well, though. Guy's 6'5". He need to fix his eyes in the backfield a little bit, but I'm talking about a guy who can level the boom. He can level the boom. So I really like James Williams out of Miami. Hard hitting safety, tall guy. He's real good against the tight ends, and like I explained when I was talking about him, that's what we need here. We need a safety that can line up and take on these tight ends because in the past 2 or 3 years, that's been our weakling against our defense. Even when we were good, even when we had the top 5, top 3 defense, that was our weakling. The tight ends will still get money all day long. So I like James Williams. I want to see what he's going to bring to the table. I need to look at some more film on that guy. People out there listening, any Miami Hurricane fans out there, if you got some extra girth to add to the plethora of tape that he got out there already, let me know what's up because I really like the guy. Also, I like cornerback Kobe Bryant. I believe he's out of Kansas.
Kansas State.
Uh, yeah, he's a cornerback. I really like the guy. I know we're not talking about cornerbacks right now, but like I really like Kobe Bryant. He got fire in him. He's what I want to say. He's the fire that he brings. It kind of reminds me of a young Marcus Peters, so to speak. You know, not the biggest guy on the field, but big play, definitely big play coming out of Kansas. And I mean, if you guys don't know about Kobe, go look him up too. As I'm looking at, at at our screen, I see a Michigan player. I believe that's Corbin or Blake Corbin, right?
Yeah, you said Blake Corbin. Yeah, that's Blake Corbin. Yes, it is. Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. He's
Yes,
a
it
he's a
is.
tough back too. I really like
It
Blake.
is.
Good square shoulders, get through the hole. Good eyes, good vision downfield. Um, I honestly think he might be rolling with his coach. You know, with old
Yeah,
John Harbaugh.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if y'all seen. I dropped in the group chat. Man, them the top five fastest 40s. Woo, we got two DBs out there looking sweet. And Xavier, like, I mean, y'all say it don't translate on the field, but when I saw that boy run that 40, if he gets out the gates like that on somebody, ain't nobody stopping that boy downfield. Straight line on a 9, I don't see nobody stopping that boy.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Like I said, I mean that 40 looked
I
good.
don't know, man. I don't know.
Man,
That 40 did look
that
good.
40 slim, it looked like he just kept trucking. It's like, is it? I don't know. They should have put the camera on. They should have put the gun on him, put the speed gun on him. I want to know exactly how fast he was going because he was moving.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. That 40 does look good. That 40 look good. I'm not about to sit here and act like it didn't. That 40 looked
Man,
majorly
that
good.
thing looked good. I was looking at
But
it.
I'm gonna be honest. When I looked at the film, it didn't look like that on the film. I gotta be honest.
I'm gonna say this: in the league, it ain't that many corners with top end speed like that.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? This ain't the old that you got. I mean, there's some speedsters out there, but top end speed like that, I don't. Man, you better double cover shorty.
I agree.
It's gonna be a problem. It may not look like it's translating, but sometimes see what we see it, and the man that's down there on that field is different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but that's what I was excited about. I'm excited to, also since Dan Quinn is looking like he means business. I also want to see since they've kind of loaded up a little bit. Not loaded up a little bit. They loaded up a little bit a lot on the offensive line. If you ask me, the hole is still a need to be filled at left tackle. But the guy from the Dolphins, he's not bad at all. You know what I'm saying? Did I get to look at some tape of him? No, I just read up on him, some PFF rankings and all of that. But I'm honestly very, very intrigued to see what Dan Quinn is going to do for this draft, man, because I mean, I am just ecstatic at what is in front of us, what we could take hold of, or if this team picks this player, it's going to shift the draft this way. If this team picks that player, it's going to shift the draft the other way. So I just can't wait to see how this regime handles that. And to be honest, they I don't say they have big shoes to fill because I think the last draft that we had was a pretty decent draft. The last draft that we had was a pretty decent draft. So, I mean not the Forbes. I'm talking about the Jahan Drake, the
Right.
Jahan Dotson draft.
Right. Right.
That year,
Right.
that was a pretty decent draft to me. So, I just want to. I'm very eager to see Dan Quinn, Witt, Peters, and all the rest of the guys get together. See, and we haven't really talked that much about Cliff. I mean, we have talked about him, but it hasn't been in good favor. So I want to see what Cliff is going to do as well. What are you going to bring to the table?
Right. Right. Right.
Now, please don't tell me it's Caleb Williams. you know. So yeah, that's what I'm interested
Hey,
in
man.
excited
Caleb, all
about.
right, man.
Yeah, he all right, but he ain't here. I'm sorry to the world. Um, um, I'm gonna just come out and say I'm not gay bashing because that's not me or none of that. You know what I'm saying? But um, we ain't never had nobody here paint the fingernail. You know what I'm saying?
I
Now
mean,
that I can remember, can y'all? Can y'all remember that?
nah, I'm gonna be real. No.
Almost
You know what I mean? So I do agree with you there.
thing. But, and this is what I'm going to say. But Caleb Williams, to me, out of all the quarterbacks, he is the most NFL ready. Just to
Mm.
me. You don't have.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I like Bo Nix, and
I do like Bo Nix.
you
I do
know,
like Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is who we should draft.
yeah,
Because of, but not because of talent. Not saying no offense to Bo, not because of talent, but because he is the person that I think will fit the team the best. You
right,
know, I think that, and the reason I'm saying this because for you to draft Caleb Williams, you got to give up. You want to give up something more than likely.
right,
Okay, and for us to take a loss in that situation might be pretty bad because we would have to give up a couple first rounds, maybe because we're number two pick, they not going. It's not going to be a king's ransom for us because they're just moving one spot back. So we might have
Ladies
to
and
give up. We might have to give up another first round pick maybe this year and next year. But this year will be a swap, and next year might be one, and we might have to give up another pick for Caleb Williams if we wanted him. I don't think that that's necessary in this situation. So I'm saying I think that we should go second round quarterback instead of first round quarterback.
what
mm,
what you think, Big Son, with
I
that one?
think we can go as late as third, fourth. Joe Milton gonna be right there.
I love Joe Milton. I know a lot of people don't like him because he's not exactly accurate, but I love
But
Joe
you,
Milton. I would
with a good quarterbacks coach, you can fix that problem
yes and no, yes and no. I
because he
think
got a big arm. He just need to be
yeah,
accurate with it.
yeah, he needs, and it's not even accuracy. It's more about touch. It comes off as accuracy because that's what you're seeing. It's a inaccurate throw. It's not exactly where it should be, but I think it's more about his touch. Can he float the ball when he needs to? Can he not drill it when it's unnecessary? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I
Yeah, all
think
the
I think he has
intangibles of a
very
good
fixable
quarterback.
issues. Yeah, I think he has very fixable issues. I think he's to me he's 6'5", 235, big monster. He could run and he has a cannon. I mean, an absolute cannon. And so if we were to get somebody like a Marvin Harrison, a Malik Neighbors, one of those guys with that early pick, then I could see Milton working out with us. You know, but he is a project. He isn't a guy, and they feel very confident in Mariota from what I hear. But he is a guy that you will have to train up. So that's the only thing about Milton, to where I feel like Jaden Daniels is a little more ready. Bo Nix is a little more ready. Um, Michael Penix Jr. is a little more ready. And of course to me, Caleb Williams is the most ready, but it's a couple guys there that's just a little more ready than Milton, and Milton is a project. So if you're taking Milton maybe in the third round, maybe in the fourth round, because he'll drop a little bit, I think. Unless it's somebody that's right now looking at him and saying this is going to be our project quarterback.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What are y'all? Okay, so you mentioned earlier point about the league, the league meetings today, and
Yeah.
I heard, and I don't know how accurate this is. I don't know how solid this is, but I heard that. Have you ever seen the way the XFL kicks off, where the
Yes.
guys are like lined up? I
Yeah.
heard that they might be thinking
Yeah, they
about
about to
that for the NFL. That's
yeah,
what I heard.
They already basically
yeah,
confirmed.
that's what they said.
Yeah.
They already
They,
confirmed. They said that's how it's gonna look this year.
yeah, they
Oh,
basically confirmed
okay.
it already. Yeah.
What do y'all
So
feel about that?
I mean,
um
I think I'm kind of up and down with it because I'm so used to having the space to do what you do. I think what they're trying to do is cut down on the high the high risk injuries. You
no,
know, so with
they're
them
not.
being close like that, because I looked at it a couple times, but them being close like that, you don't got the velocity to run 30 yards and gain your speed and knock a dude's helmet off or try to knock his head off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to be the pressure situation that it is on the kickoff return if they do it like that.
No, I think honestly, because this is what the rules are. They have changed. Basically now, if you kick a touchback, it's no longer to the 25. It's to the 30 now.
Right.
So I think that, and you have to return. It has to be returned. It cannot be a touchback because a touchback is basically almost like an onside. Like what is it called?
Is it a safety?
No, it's not a safety. It's basically
Oh, it goes out to the 40-yard line.
like it goes to the 30. Goes to the
Oh,
30. They,
got you.
back in the day, it went to the 20. Then they moved it up 5 yards. Now they're literally trying to take touchbacks out. They have taken touchbacks essentially out of pro football.
But my thing is when you have forced with at least the way that they setting it up, how many people going to return it like that? Because now these guys are really in their lanes. What happens is, see, what people don't understand is that in order to reach, whenever you returning a kick, the guy kicks it downfield, and when you got guys running 40 or 50 yards, most of the time they get out of their lanes. You're not going to have that with this.
No,
Everybody
you're
is
not.
sat at the 30-yard line. Everybody's going to be in their lanes. I just
Yeah.
think it's going to be really difficult to return a kick like that. That's
Yeah,
my thing.
that's what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to I guess make it as entertaining as possible because here lately, if you think about it, it hasn't been a lot of kickoff return
Right.
or
Right.
punts.
Right.
But I think punts is a little bit more like in-game action versus the kickoff. You know what I'm saying? The kickoff is either you scored or whatever, but the punts are more in-game. You can call a fake punt,
That's true.
anything like that. I think that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for the onside kicks, depending on how they play that. But overall, I think it's kind of good for football. Noticing how players have been getting knocked out and having brain injuries after football and all of that stuff carrying on. So I think it's kind of good, to be honest.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. I think it's going to take a little bit of the. I think it's going to add a level of excitement because I think it's going to be more kickoff returns, in my opinion.
You think it's going to be more?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think that I just don't see how it's not going to be more. I mean, you think about it when you got people that in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, when you got true ballers, right? True returners. Now they cannot run. Also, they can't run until somebody touches the ball.
That's true.
So when you got a guy that accelerates 0 to 60 real fast, that guy's got an advantage against that whole defense. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if it's an advantage against the whole
He can
defense.
break.
Man, he already when he catches the ball and he accelerates, he's already at, let's say, 10 miles an hour before they even get to 5. He's the fastest person on the field at that point. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing because I like change. I'm a person that I'm not in love with change, but I like change, and I like change if it's going to make it better. If this is an experiment to me, and if this experiment doesn't work, then the NFL needs to right away, immediately amend this rule, take it away, take it off the board, and go back to the normal way. But if it does work, if it creates exciting plays, if it pushes the pace or the narrative of the game, then I would love to see it.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna do that though.
It
I
might, it
don't
might
know if it's
not.
gonna do that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Me either. I don't know. But I'm saying if it does, then keep it. If it doesn't, take it away.
Right, right,
mm,
right.
To me, it's no harm in trying.
Yeah, but again, I'm not sure how you return any kicks. I'm not sure how you return any kicks going that way. When everybody's in their lane, that's my only thing about it. I mean, and does it eliminate the trick plays on returns too?
Yes, it eliminates. Basically, you cannot do it onside without letting the referee know.
See, that's another thing.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
something I didn't like.
yeah. That's
This is
kind of like a sour patch to me.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because it's good. It's good. I mean, it's not so good in the beginning, but like to be honest, they're trying to code as much as they can. That's sugarcoating it. Like y'all taking the surprise element out of the game. You should still be able to have the surprise element against your opponent. Like
yeah,
surprise, nigga, I caught your
Right,
ass. You were
right,
yeah.
slipping. Like you know what I'm saying. Now you don't get to do that.
right,
You gotta notify them. Like no, why I gotta notify you? I'm about to run a trick play.
That's
right.
like me notifying you about my playbook. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no,
Man, that's crazy.
nah. That's what I say. It's things about the rules I don't like. I do like the effort of change, but there are things about it I don't like. I don't like the fact that you got to wait till the person touches the ball to run. I don't like the fact that they added an extra 5 yards for touchbacks. Guess what? If you're going to change the rule, change the rule. But guess what? Let these people still have their touchbacks because somebody like Joey Sly, now he's not that important anymore.
That's another thing.
Just to be
Mm-hmm.
real.
It eliminates the touchback.
It'll let them eliminate the touchback. And so it doesn't eliminate it essentially, but it does. Because now would we rather you catch the ball at the 1 yard line and then have to run and then let's see if we can get you before the 30, or would you just take the touchback? Because the 30 is, Patrick Mahomes on the 30, that ain't nothing.
Oh, that's where they're putting the players at now versus
Yep.
so they moved it up from the 25 to the 30.
Yes.
Where basically the defensive guys are on the right. And for everybody listening, shout out to everybody out there listening. This is Nature Sports Podcast, man. I see y'all coming in. Shout out to everybody, whether you're in DC or outside of the DC area. We appreciate you listening in. Okay, so what they're doing for everybody out there listening is they are moving the defensive, the kicking team's defense gets to start at the 30-yard line of the receiving team, and then 10 yards away from them would be the receiving team's blockers would be set right in front of them on the other side of the field near the receiving team's end zone. If that makes any sense.
It, it
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense, but it doesn't. It doesn't make sense for what they just did. You know what I mean? It makes sense when you explain what's going on. Yeah, but it
Right.
doesn't make sense for what they did. It just doesn't. It wasn't broke. Why try to fix it? People, they're trying to save players, but I don't think so. I think they're just trying to, you know, they're just trying to finesse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of eliminates, in my opinion, it's more or less the fact that it eliminates the trick play. Because I personally enjoy the trick play. I
Yeah.
personally enjoy the trick play.
Trick play get you some money sometimes,
Yeah. So that's where, for me, where the problem lies in that is the fact that you don't have the trick play the way that you had it before. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that that's something that I just think that's something that's unfortunate. But again, I guess they're trying to bring I don't know why you're doing it to bring the return game back, because I'm not sure how you return a kick like that when everybody is forced into their lanes, basically. So maybe you still will have a broken tackle. Maybe you got to pitch it back. I mean, some reverses. Maybe you can get a reverse going that way. Maybe you set a guy up to where you get a reverse, or have a guy fake like what the Rams did. What did the Rams do? Remember when they faked like the guy was going to catch the ball on one side of the field, whole time the ball was going somewhere else, and he running down the field? Maybe you can pull something like that. But I think it makes you extremely limited on what you can do regarding a return. You know what I mean? It just makes you extremely limited on what you can do regarding your returns. You know.
So I got a
So
question.
okay.
So if this doesn't work,
Okay. If this doesn't work,
You fix it.
Did
Yeah,
I
how
miss?
would you fix it? Can you
well,
hear me?
yeah. Well, if it doesn't work, you got to go back to the old way, in my opinion.
Hey,
You
big
gotta,
son, I'm dry as a motherfucker over here too, man. It's raining
yeah,
outside, but I'm dry.
Dang.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
hey,
It's
look, I'm waiting. I'm trying to holler at V.
I think that you gotta, I think that you gotta, I think that you gotta, if it's messed up, then you got to go back to the old way. You got to go back to the old way. I don't think you have a choice but to go back to the old way if it's messed up. You know what I mean? I don't think you got a choice but to go back that way. You know, and I'm not sure it was a great idea, but again, I wanted to get you guys input on that. You know what I mean? I wanted to get you guys input on that. But let's see what we got at running backs. You know what I'm saying? I just want to toss it across the room. Big son, what you got on the running backs? Did you already say what you had on the running backs? What you got on the running backs?
Yeah. I didn't say everything I had on the running backs. I got a couple guys just because of how the draft is set up. I won't say how can I put it? I'm not gonna say it's a deep draft in running backs, but I do think it's good quality out there this year. Like speaking of Corbin, I like Corbin. He's the guy out of Michigan. I really like him. I like his burst. I like his cut lanes. I like his vision. Think he's a good downhill runner, man. Square shoulders. Not the biggest guy on the field, but when I tell you the guy means business. He
I
means
mean,
business.
he had 27 rushing touchdowns this year.
Yeah, the guy means business. That's what I'm
You know what
saying.
I'm talking about? He had
The guy means
27
business.
rushing touchdowns this year. You know, by far led the NCAA in rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
So
He's one of I was actually looking at film. I can't remember whether it was one of their wide receivers or something like that. But he stood out to me. I'm looking at him like, whoa. Matter of fact, I was watching JJ McCarthy to see what he looked like. Because everybody was saying the hype about him last season, and I forgot who they were playing, but like Corbin just jumped off the screen to me like homeboy. I think in this particular game he had like at least two. Matter of fact, was it against Maryland? I think it might have been against Maryland. Yeah, old Corbin had two touchdowns in that game. I really like him. I like a running back, Ray Davis, I believe his name is. I think he's out of Kentucky. Let me look through the list. I think, yeah, Ray Davis is out of Kentucky. He's ranked 102 on the big board. They say Davis might not have the build and long speed of a back drafted in the top 50, but his vision, feel for space, blocking, and one cut ability make him an efficient ball carrier with good hands in the passing game. Yeah, now, the reason why I like Ray Davis, he reminds me a lot of Rodriguez. Like they were saying, everything that they were saying, his speed, his cuts, his ball carrier vision, his blocking, his blocking ability. He reminds me a lot of what we already have right now and he's actually from the same school that he went to. So those guys are like mirrors of each other. So I do like Ray Davis as well. Blake Corum is ranked 75 on the big board. So like I say, Blake Corum is like a third rounder, third, maybe fourth, so I like him. Now they got Jonathan Brooks. Yeah, Jonathan Brooks from Texas as the number one running back. Now,
They got Jonathan Brooks
yeah.
from Texas Tech. You mean Taj Brooks?
Jonathan Brooks from Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's check him out real quick because they got him at number one. So I really want to see what he's about. Especially with Corum having 27 touchdowns in one season.
Yeah, I don't. As far as Brooks goes, yeah, he's not even top 50 in rushing yards right now.
He had 187 carries, 1,139 yards, 10 TDs, 6.1 average.
Oh yeah, I see him, Jonathan Brooks. Yeah, I see him.
Hey, that's kind of though.
I see him.
Only thing I have a problem with is where was he the last 2 years?
Well, to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's people like, for instance, Jonathan Brooks. For what you got for Jonathan Brooks right now? He's ranked 29th right now as far as yards. He was 29th in the NCAA as far as yards, right? So, and then when you look at his touchdowns, he has 10 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? The numbers just don't jump off the board to me, even though that's 6.1, that jumps off the board. But I don't think he's the number one rusher. I mean, go ahead. Yeah, that
jumps off the board to me too. Maybe that's what I don't know, but 187 carries. The year before he had 30 carries, 197 yards, 6.6 average, 5 touchdowns. But I'm gonna tell you though, what's good about him, he held around that his whole career. But he didn't touch the ball much his first 2 years. His first 2 years, he touched the ball all of 51 times, carrying it.
Right.
I don't know about receiving, but carrying the ball 51 times in 2 years.
Hey, Big Son, I like Trey Benson. I ain't gonna hold you. I like Trey Benson a lot. Florida State.
Florida State. I mean, everybody knows this. I got about five college teams, so I'm a Florida State man as well. I have no knock on Trey Benson. Will he work?
His numbers ain't good enough for me. His numbers.
His offense is a passing offense.
Are we going to make that excuse though?
It's not an excuse. I'm just saying that his usage rating. Look at his usage. If you want to say that he don't got the numbers, you want to look at his usage.
I agree.
How productive was he when he did touch the ball?
All right, let's put him up. So I can make sure I'm accurate. Okay. I'm gonna make sure you're accurate.
Okay. Hold up now. Yeah, 156 carries. Right?
See?
905 yards.
See?
905 yards.
He didn't even crack 1,000.
Touchdowns.
14 touchdowns is good, but
it's
guys on here who bust that. Notre Dame, Eric Estem got 18. Odie Gordon got 21. Amarion Hampton.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't care about that.
15.
No, listen. I'm gonna tell you why I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I'm gonna tell you why. This man had 30 carries less and still almost cracked 1,000 and got more touchdowns and hung right at the brim with the dude that I like. You know what I'm saying? You hung right at the brim.
900 yards ain't enough.
Not the dude that I like, but the dude that they got at
What's
number
his
one.
average? What's his average?
9.8.
9.8.
He came near 6.
No, 5.8, right?
5.8,
Yeah.
and he had
The other
almost
guy,
30. He had almost 30 carries less than the guy. Got 4 more touchdowns and only 95 yards away from 1,000. He
man.
balled out. I'm sorry, that's a baller ass season to me.
Nah,
What
he
kind
ain't
of
get
showed me
1,000. It's too many guys
Uh,
with it's 50 guys
because
I'm looking at who got over 1,000.
that's
let
nice,
me see
but
who
what
else.
level of competition are they
46,
playing?
46 guys. What you
What
mean?
level
Yeah,
of
yeah.
See,
competition?
Got
What
yo,
that
level of
I'll
other
name the
competition are they
schools.
playing?
too.
I'll name the schools. The top guys from Oklahoma State. Odie Gordon, 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns. And he's coming out in the draft. You telling me you putting that in front of that?
No, but it's not. It's about where we're going to draft, which is why I like him. Where are we going
I
to
can agree
draft?
with you there when it comes to the Redskins. I can agree with you there, but he's not a better
Yeah, because that's what we
prospect
was
than
talking about.
Gordon.
I understand
No, I'm not
the
saying he's a
ranking.
better prospect. You asked for us. You know,
That's
I'm
true.
talking about. I'm
That's
talking about
true.
for us, and for us, he may not be the best prospect, but at the same time, he's a big body. He's NFL size, NFL speed, NFL ready,
He's
and we're not
6'1",
gonna be able to get.
222 pounds. Um, uh, I'm looking at him right now. That's a little B Robish. We got that. And that's why I say I really wouldn't. Right, I like Ray Davis, but because we already have Christian Rodriguez, I'm like, I don't think we need to draft Davis. We could get him. Now we can get him because I got him in a few of my joints. I even got Corman in a few of my joints. But it also depends on how that's when it goes back to who gets what. And if a lot of the drafts when I got these guys, I may have traded back a couple times. So
Yeah,
now with me trading back, it changed the trajectory of the draft.
yeah,
You know, so just the Falcons may got a player, or maybe the Titans at the time, or the Chargers, or whoever. So it will change the trajectory of the draft. But the guy, I mean, he didn't have that much of a drop off the year before. 154 touches, 990, almost cracked it again. 6.4 average, 9 touchdowns.
I mean, a lot of people are jumping on Benson because of the 4.39. He ran a 4.39, you know what I'm saying? And he did test at the combine. So that's
That's
why a lot of people is jumped on Benson, to
that's
be honest.
cool.
No, no, I
What I
liked
say
him.
about
I liked him.
speed? What about
I liked him when
what
I
I
watched
say
him
about
today.
speed is like a stick shift, and it also depends on the driver that speed too. Because if you
Yeah,
can't get out the box, you ain't going nowhere.
yeah. I think that he has all the intangibles to make a really good NFL running back. I do like you saying Brian Robinson. He kind of reminds you a little bit of Brian Robinson. But I think that just in my opinion, if we're not, don't get me wrong, I don't know what Brian Robinson, if what we're gonna do with Brian Robinson. You know, after listening to Dan Quinn talk a lot about what his plans are, it's like you gotta fit what we want to do. We're not really drafting. We're not getting free agents. We're not getting none of that off of just talent or we like this person or none of that. We could love this guy. Basically, what he was saying is, you could love this guy, but he has to fit what we want to do. You know? And
Yeah.
so, does he fit that scheme? I don't know.
I don't know.
But
With Trey
that's what.
Benson,
But what I'm saying is, I don't think that we're drafting a running back. You know what I mean? Just my opinion. I don't think we are. And if we do draft one, I don't see us drafting one before the 5th round.
Isaac Gorindo from Louisville ran a 4.33. And when you look at
Yeah.
his numbers, I mean, I'm just saying. And when
I mean,
go ahead.
oh wow,
speed kills.
Shipley is
Speed
all the
kills, but
way.
as a running back, vision and shiftiness is over speed to me.
I agree.
You know, what type of eyes do they got? Do they take the right hold? Do they make the right cut? You know what I mean?
And that's what I mean. You had that good man
But
speed all
but
you
this the
want.
problem. Isaac Gorindo, he didn't start. He didn't start. So we don't know what he could do.
How many touches did he get?
That's I'm about to give you all the numbers now. He didn't
Forget the
start though.
forget the starting. Starting it matters, but it don't matter when you getting your own. When you getting one, when you got stuff in the system that is designed for you. You get what I'm saying? Like the touches really don't matter because you're gonna get your touches. You're gonna get what you're supposed to get, even if you don't start.
I mean, nah, because you could say that because he had 131 catches. I mean, 131 touches, 800 yards, 11 touchdowns, 6.1 yard average last year.
I think that's good.
In 20, sorry, yeah, 6.1 yard average. You know what I'm saying? And sorry, and that's total. Sorry, in his no, that's 2023 stats. Yeah, 6.1 yard average.
Yeah, no, I
Hey,
think that's
do
good.
y'all
That's
know
solid.
anything about Will Shipley? What y'all think about Will Shipley?
I haven't watched enough tape on him yet. He came across my board, but I haven't seen enough of him yet for me to make a definitive thing. The reason I did like Bench is because I know what he played in. He played in a three wide receiver offense where the worst wide receiver on there is 6'7" and 240 pounds. You know, they was a heavy pass offense. He still was the running back, and he still did get some touches, but he wasn't the focal point of the offense. Is what I'm saying.
I like him. I like him. He ran a 4.39. Um,
That's basically a 4-4.
that ain't bad. That ain't
Yeah,
bad.
it's alright.
Yeah. He averaged 5 yards a carry on 167 carries and 827 yards. It ain't bad. He went to Clemson, so he went to a power school. It wasn't like he was playing against bums.
Yeah.
Um, he's a little on the. I mean, 5'11", 210. I don't know if that's I guess that's doable.
No, that's good size. That's for a running back. That's good size.
That's doable.
Man, hey man, I like Shipley.
Any
I don't know
running.
if he was hurt, this year or not. Shipley is the 10th running back that they have on the PFF Big Bull ranking, and
Yeah,
could be drafted at 133
yeah. I see him. But I
out of
mean, I'm
Clemson. Um, his 2021 season, he had 149 carries, 739 yards, 11 TDs, 5 yards per carry, 16 receptions, 116 yards. 2022, 210 carries, 1,182 yards, 5.16 per average, 15 TDs, 38 receptions, and 242 yards. This past season, that's why I say I don't know if he got hurt. That's why I was asking did anybody know about Shipley? But anywho, um, he had 167 carries, 827 yards, 5.0 yards per average, and um, and 5 touchdowns. 31 receptions, 244 yards, and 2 TDs. That's why I
those
was asking. I don't know if he got hurt or not because, like,
Those are
the
decent
I
numbers.
got a
Those are
question.
decent numbers.
I got a question.
Those are decent numbers.
With the running backs in the room that we got already, right? What type of running back do we need?
I think a speedster, straight speedster. We already got a bruiser. We got a guy who catch out the backfield. We got a guy that can get that falls full for yards. I think we need a speedster. We all got a speedster.
That's what I said.
I mean,
I,
I could have Brian Robinson. I mean, he
I wouldn't
was
call him a speedster. I wouldn't
He
call
a
him a speedster.
bruiser.
he is a bruiser, but I don't think he was 100% healthy over the last couple years. Because when he
I
was in
don't know, but
Alabama, he's a lot faster, in my opinion.
he was. But I don't think he's still. I still don't think he's a speedster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I,
Like Shipley, I don't know what Shipley
I,
ran, but just looking at Shipley run, like looking at his film right now, that boy got some speed under him. He's kind of like Shipley. His running game reminds me of Christian McCaffrey,
if
and
he,
he catches
if,
out the backfield. Shorty like
but
that.
I think they around the same speed though. I don't see him as a breakaway speed guy. He fast.
Who, Shipley?
Rodriguez, I think he is a speed guy though.
He's a little bit of a speed guy, but
A little bit.
he's not a how can I put it? Like Ray Davis. Now Ray Davis got some wheels. That boy Ray Davis got some wheels.
I can agree
He
with
can
that.
run.
I can agree with that. But again, even if Ray Davis got some wheels, I think even for Washington or for any team around the league, I personally think it's some guys out there that
Ooh, Shipley jumped 4.35.
Yeah, that's what I said.
4.38 and 4.3. The consensus time has now been listed as a 4.39.
4.39.
So Clemson, he showed up at Clemson's pro day. Some scouts had Shipley listed with an unofficial 4.35 and a 4.38.
I like Isaac Garindo though, if we talking 40 time, because he is head and shoulders above everybody else with that 4.3.
What's his game like though?
He averaged 6 yards a carry. I like what I saw on film. Look him up. You take a peek at it.
What's his
like
name?
what I saw. Isaac Gurindo. Guerendo. I like what I saw on film. I'm saying if you're looking for a speed guy, why not get the fastest speed guy that's there?
He played in Louisville. What conference is that?
Louisville is the
Is that
ACC, I
ACC?
believe. Yeah, I believe that's the ACC.
See, we look it up fresh.
It's the ACC. It's the ACC.
Oh, yeah. He's I seen this 40 times.
Yeah.
He had a 4.29.
Burner.
He had a 4.29.
Burner. No, he had a 4.33.
No, 4.29, bro.
Now I'm looking at it.
No, I'm talking about when the John I put in the group chat, there was a 4.29 shorty ran.
Oh, 4.29. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see the official number, they match him up.
Right.
He ran a 4.29.
Right. See,
I watched him. Yeah.
They got him listed at a 4.33. And that's they probably went back and checked again, took a couple tenths off. But even if you're saying a 4.29, that's even better. Young Barry. Is he a young Barry? We know he got the breakaway speed. He got
burners. He got burners.
For everybody out there listening, if your team is on, if we talking about your team is potentially drafting a running back, Isaac Gurindo, sorry, from Louisville. Burner. If y'all gonna draft one, you might as well get a burner. You know what I'm saying? He got the breakaway speed. Why not?
I'm looking at him now.
Yeah. Let's take a deeper look at it.
Oh, and you catch out the backfield. I don't know. Let's see. I got to show me something, man. I ain't seen him anyway. Oh, see, maybe that's why.
He got
to go visit. He can run up in the hole.
He got a set of 73 yarder against UVA. That was his longest run of the season. But other than that, he really hasn't had too many longs. He had a 40 yarder against Virginia Tech, and then he had a 32 yarder in the bowl game against USC. They lost that as well, and he had a 26 yarder against Miami. So he's not breaking away sickly. On the receiving end, it's the same thing. He had 2 21 yarders, a 25 yarder, and a 20 yarder. So maybe it doesn't show up on the film.
Yeah, I mean it don't. They go play. Who they playing though? Oh, they playing Murray State.
But to his credit, most of the games he's had single-digit carries. Only game he didn't have single-digit carries was in the bowl game against USC, where he had 161 yards, averaged 7 yards a carry, and had 3 touchdowns in that game. And he had 5 receptions for 42 yards as well. So that's over 200 yards when he was actually the starter. That was in the bowl game against USC, right? And then before that, after that, he against Miami, he had 15 carries for 93 yards. That's a 6.2 yard average, 1 touchdown. He only had 1 reception in that game and 11 yards in the game against Miami. And then if you go down, he had against Virginia Tech, he had 11 carries for 146 yards with 3 touchdowns in that game. No receptions for no yards. If you scroll down against Pittsburgh, that's another double-digit carry game. He didn't have that much. He had 13 carries for 38 yards, 2.9 yard average, but he did have 2 touchdowns in that game. And he had 3 receptions for 31 yards in that game. So even in that game, he had about 60 yards total and 2 touchdowns. If you scroll down, the second game of the season against Murray, they won 56-0, and he had 11 carries for 63 yards, 5.7 yard average, 1 touchdown, did another 4 catches for 47 yards, which is also an 11-yard average. So he was over 100 total in that game as well. So when he has had opportunities outside of the game against Pittsburgh, he has shown up.
Yeah, Murray is not a big college. I'm looking at the highlights from that game right now. Most of his yards for that 47-yard reception came on a 20 something yard play. It was like a screen.
Right.
So
Duke is the one that was ranked. That's the only team they played. Well, Notre Dame, they played Notre Dame. He only had 8 carries for 27 yards, 3.4 yard average, no receptions, and no yards in that game. So he didn't have a lot of carries against Notre Dame. They were ranked number 10 when they played. Also, they played Duke. Duke was ranked number 20. He had 8 carries for 45 yards in the game against Duke. That's a 5.6 yard average. They won that game 23-0 against a ranked opponent. Oh, and he played Florida State. I take that back. Florida State too. They played Florida State in the DirecTV Holiday Bowl. They played Florida State. They lost 16-6. He only had to touch the ball 4 times, 4 carries, 10 yards, 2.5 yard average. That Florida State game, I think, was the ACC championship. That was the ACC championship. So Louisville made it to the ACC championship. They went 10, 9. That's 9. That's 10, 9. Sorry, they went 10-3 last year. And they made it to the ACC championship where they lost to Florida State 16-6. He only touched the ball 4 times in that game.
Yeah, he didn't they say he got 1,014 all-purpose yards and 8 touchdowns. I like Shipley.
I'm gonna go with Garindo. Shipley. I think Garindo was a sleeper then. Even if he ain't one of the bigger names, I do believe he's a sleeper.
Garindo is a real good screen runner, like between the tackles. I guess it doesn't translate because the speed doesn't translate for me between the tackles because he tries to use a lot of his strength sometimes instead of actually playing football.
Who, Garindo?
Yeah, looking at his film, he's using a lot of his strength. If you got that type of speed, my man, bounce out, hit that corner sometimes, take that sideline, and get your money.
Well, let me say this, though. In 2022, he averaged 6 yards a carry. In 2021, he averaged 7 yards a carry. The only time he didn't average, he's a 6-year starter. Let me see. No, 5-year starter. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. So he got some age on him. Let's be clear about that. He got a little bit of age on him. But every year he's gotten better. His average has gone, well, it's been steady 6 yards from last year, 6 yards before the year before that, 2022. 2021, it was 7 yards a carry. And he only had 23 carries, though. To his credit, he only had 23 carries. That's not a lot. But he still averaged 7 yards a carry. I think that might be a sleeper.
I mean, 23 carries is not enough
No, he had no. The
Not
next year, though, hold up. The next year, he had 64 carries where he averaged 6 yards a carry again. Then he had 132 carries. We still averaged 6.1 yards a carry.
well,
Okay.
I think it's more about a 6.1 yards a carry than a 7 because to me, the 23 rushes is not a big enough sample size to really even give a real average. You know,
7 yards a carry is 7 yards a carry.
for one game. If you say
No.
23 carries,
So it's not 7 yards a carry.
it is for
That's
one
just
game.
that's
That's
a
Man, we
sample
one
got
size.
Vito
game.
in the building. Let's see what Vito
That's
got
a
to say. What
that's
you
a
got to
sample
say,
size
Vito?
though. That's
We got
sample
Vito
size
in the
though,
building.
bro.
You there, Vito?
That's sample size, bro.
This
23
this is
carries.
about a running back. If it's
Yeah,
about
this
a
is about
running
Hey,
back,
hey, hey,
Orlando.
no,
look,
listen. He averaged 7 yards a carry on 23 carries.
But the next
Is,
seasons, hold up. The
oh,
next two
no,
seasons, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
is that a big enough sample size to say that that's what he did? Like he's that efficient? Is what I'm saying.
No,
two
no.
things, and it's not to agree with any side. It's just my biased opinion. Only because we also have a sample ourselves as Commander fans. One, if you went to the combine, you were able to see an athlete, and that's what you want to look
All right,
at.
thank you. He ran in 4.3.
Whether this athlete can compete. That's one. Number two, no, it's not a big enough sample size, but we have a sample of picking someone without a large sample size in Antonio Gibson, who only had 33 carries in college, and it translated into him being able to be a running back in the NFL, and he had a pretty good first season in the NFL outside of the fumbling the next 2-3 seasons after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that the 6 yards a carry, what Leo said, is a better sample size because you saw more production, and that's more of a consistent number. But
Yeah,
you look at the 7.3 as not being a starting running back, but a running back or a player that could do some damage on third down or like a spell
it's
back.
yeah. I can agree with that 1,000,000%.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
got a little
that's what I was
static,
saying.
Vito. I don't know if you noticed it or not. You might got a little static coming through.
That
But go ahead.
that 23 carries to me is a game is one NFL game. And in that NFL game, you could say he went off. You get what I mean? 23 carries, 7 yards a carry, that's a lot. But like I was saying, you got to look at the whole season, of them, and that's don't get me wrong, 6 yards a carry is amazing. So I'm not even knocking him on that. I'm just saying I think that's a more it's a more focused. It shows a little bit more about him. I think that he could be a great player, but I wouldn't go off for the 7 yards to carry. I would go off for the 6.
I'm
I
gonna
would
say
also look at his numbers and say that you're still talking about a spell back. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that he's somebody that's going to come in and relieve somebody.
Well, he had 133 carries his last year, so he showed that, and he still had a 6 yard average. So he showed that he could be a future back. I think.
that's what I'm saying. At a 4.340, right? He had a bigger sample size than his original sample size with only 23 carries, but he had a bigger sample size, and he still put in the work.
I'm saying that at the 100 and something carries, he still is a backup running back. That's not starting numbers.
What
No,
133
he didn't
carries?
start. He didn't start. No, he didn't start. That was no.
Yeah,
He didn't start.
130 carries is still not starting running back numbers.
That's 10 carries. That's 10 carries a game in college.
That's not a starting offense running back in college.
I guess.
Unless you play for like Hawaii or something like that, where they don't really run like that. Like you have to play for an all passing team for that to be a stat that I look at. Like, okay, that makes a big difference because he's making the most out of his carries. He's making the most out of his carries wherever he is. But if they have a running offense and they got another back, we got to look at what the starter average. If the starter average the same thing, then it may be a system, and you're just looking at picking out a special athlete.
He ran a 4.340. He was the fastest 40 time this year. That's why we discussing him. He ran a 4.340.
That's
And
cool.
Big Son say he clocked at a 4.29. Actually, at
Yeah.
the combine, they clocked him at 4.29.
Yeah. I put in the group
the
chat.
official
He
joint
clocked at a
came back.
429.
The official joint came back to 4.33.
Are we talking about looking at him for us or just as a back period? Because for us, small backs like that don't really make it that far in our division.
Let me see what his size is. I don't know how small he is. Let me see what his size is. 6'1", 225, bro. That ain't small.
Nah, he a
That's
bruiser. I was just watching
Yeah.
him. He a bruiser. That's why I
Yeah.
said, bro, it don't
Man,
translate. It's
what?
like he
That's
got
the
to get out
sleeper
that
right there.
gearbox so we can see that speed. You don't
That's my
see the
sleeper right
speed.
there.
so why is he not starting though? That's what I'm saying. Like, there's got to be a reason why that guy doesn't start. He's been in college for 5 years.
That's
I
true.
can agree with that.
That's a long time to run a 4.3 at 6'1", 225 and not get no start and burn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who are you behind? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
where I'm going to now. I'm about to go there now and find out what's going on over there.
Hey V, did you ever make it back to the stew by any chance?
Nah, that right now.
Um,
In about 45 minutes.
All right.
let's see.
Boy,
I'm
Let's
gonna be
see.
up because nigga
you
hurt.
sound like me, the boy that we got. Hey, boy, this boy, I'm telling you, boy, I want to do something. Anyway, let's keep it moving.
Yeah, but
Yeah, man. Um,
AV, I got a question for you. Do you think that because you wasn't on here earlier, do you think that linebacker? Well, I'm gonna say this. Do you think that running back is on our board right now in this draft?
It doesn't have to be. I think if you do, it's because somebody really special you like is right there. But I really don't even. I really think you can find an undrafted free agent. They've done pretty good, even with the reverse regime and drafted undrafted free agents at running back. So I'm not really sure if it's a major need unless somebody is special that's just left on the board.
Okay, yeah, because
let me
that's kind of how I feel as well.
let me say this though. They were running a two-back system. The other guy, Jawan Jordan, only had 1,100 yards, but he had 181 carries. He did average 6.2 yards average too, except for the guy had Gorindo had 40 less, no, 60 less, no, 50 less carries. He had 132. Jordan had 181, and but Gorindo had 11 touchdowns, and Jordan had 13. Gorindo had 1,128 yards. Jordan had 1,128 yards, and Gorindo had 810. So 50 more carries. He had virtually 200 more yards, which is a 6.2 yard average for Jordan, 6.1 yard average for Gorindo. So they virtually ran a two-back system.
Yeah,
It really was a two-back system.
yeah,
It really was a
and
two-back
that's
system.
most systems nowadays. I think.
I think he's a sleeper. I think he's a sleeper. And
Uh,
he might
what's his
he
carries like?
he
I
had
mean,
132 carries, 810 yards, 6.1 yard average, 11 touchdowns.
fumbles.
Let me go. Let me check that.
I
Check
mean,
that
you
now.
could always say Barry Sanders backed up Thurman Thomas in college, right?
Yeah.
Until he didn't.
He had two fumbles.
Until he didn't.
What you mean until he didn't? He never started while Thurman Thomas was there.
No, he didn't. He was the kick returner when Thurman Thomas was there.
Yeah. No, he was a number two back too.
I mean, he was a number
Um,
two back too, but he really showed what he had on the kick returns. I mean, Burry had some good returns. I encourage anybody to go look at Burry's college highlights when it came to kick returns. I mean, he had the best season out of a running back in the history of college football as well. I think he had like 2,800 yards or something crazy.
yeah.
I mean, it was nuts. Like whatever it was, no foul, no whatever you like to say, but it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like
No
whatever he,
Diddy.
yeah,
No
you know what
Diddy.
I'm saying? Hey, it was crazy though. It was whatever his yards is when he ended up. I think it was like 2,800, 2,800. You know what I'm saying? Something just ridiculous like that for Barry Sanders. But he was a kick returner beforehand. Gorindo had two fumbles in the same game. He had two fumbles against Pittsburgh. That's it. That's all he had all season.
You could chalk that up to a bad game for real, for real. And people awarded that. Don't seem like it was a fumbling problem, more or less just he had a bad game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I look at people for fumbling. When I look at fumblers, I look at did you fumble in multiple games? How many games did you fumble in? If you had one bad game where you fumbled twice, then I'm not really saying you're a fumbler. You just really had a bad game. It could have been cold that day. It could have been raining. It could have been anything. You know what I'm saying? But if you are a consistent fumbler, then that's a red flag.
How many fumbles he got?
He only had two, and it was in the same game.
And then the guy Jawar Jordan ran a 4.56. The guy who started in front of him ended up running a 4.56.
Yeah, that's not good.
So who would y'all pick?
That's
I
crazy.
mean, the 4.56 guys still got the same average. So to me, in assumption, without looking at tape or anything like that, I would assume that he has good change of direction and he has a good like ball carrier vision. Like he can see holes and stuff like that developing. You don't necessarily have to be the fastest back to be effective. You got to
Yeah,
definitely be able to see your holes. And to me, the difference between 4.3 and 4.5, I feel like the other guy should have had a little bit more home runs, but that's being a little prejudging. I'm kind of prejudging before seeing tape too, though.
yeah.
Right.
Entered the
Right.
transfer portal.
Right.
Hey, as a V, as a Florida State guy, what you think about Trey Benson, the running back?
I like.
I like him too, bro. That's what I was trying to say.
He got production. He got good production.
He has good production. He also is a guy that I think can be a starter in the league. The only thing is with him is that right now he'd have to come in and either relieve somebody who gets hurt, or he'd have to come in and like just amaze whatever team he lands on. Because I think he'd end up second back right away.
Yeah. I like Trey Benson again. His numbers aren't there though. That's the only thing, you know what I'm saying? But I can't say that because I'm vouching for a guy who only had 800 yards. You know what I'm saying? So I guess
We was in a two system back too, and we passed the ball. We changed quarterbacks when Franklin got hurt. So we had started passing more when I sophomore got or our junior got in there because he actually started playing a little bit better. We did at first, and again we were trying to keep up with our record because we was undefeated at the time that Franklin had got hurt. So I'm not sure if it was a system thing or if it was Benson by itself, but he still had a good season. I just don't think I think we were more balanced than doing one thing over the other this year.
yeah.
Yeah, I was telling them that too because I think y'all had three really good receivers. Maybe not like first round pick guys, but y'all had three really good receivers, and y'all was a heavy pass team from what I could see. And so, to me, Benson kind of jumped out. Him and only maybe because Johnny Wilson's size, but Johnny Wilson jumped out on the tape when I watched Florida State as well.
So what do y'all think? Okay, well, let me ask y'all this. What do y'all think about Jalen Wright from Tennessee? He ended up running a 4.840, a 4.38. Good numbers this year, too. Good numbers for Jalen Wright.
I watched him a little bit when I watched Joe Milton's tape. I could say that I see some promise in him. I definitely see that he has a lot of potential. Where he goes, like to me, like that's why I say it for us. I don't see us drafting a running back. So where somebody like that goes is very important, especially with them diminishing the running back position the way that they have done it.
I on the other hand do see us drafting a running back.
I do too.
I do see us drafting a running back. And Jalen Wright wouldn't be a bad fit. But for me, if Corum is there, if Ray Davis is there, them two guys really pop off the board for me. Like I say, Ray Davis is very shifty. Corum, the boy had 27 touchdowns. I mean,
yeah,
that's enough to say in itself. But
yeah, I like Corum.
it would be Ray Davis or Corum for me at the running back position.
What is there not to like about Corum? You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, that boy.
But I think he's going. I could see him going second round to his man. to Harbaugh, over in with the Chargers. I could see,
Yeah.
Jim going to snatch
That's what
him
I
up.
was saying. Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Because I
Yeah.
think they are, in my opinion, they are going to draft the wide receiver first with their pick, with their first pick. So I can see if he
Um,
drops. I mean, after Mike Williams and Keenan Allen left, what do you mean? Like that, they have to draft the wide receiver.
no, I'm
They
just
only got
saying
one left.
who would be there. Who would be there? They probably gonna get neighbors. More than likely, they
Rome.
probably gonna get neighbors.
Nah, they not.
Nah, they
Are
gonna
they
get
that?
neighbors,
Like, neighbors ain't gonna be
bro.
there.
They had 5, bro.
They, ah,
Bro, they had 5, bro.
my bad. That was me. I thought they was at 15.
If the
So yeah,
Cardinals if the
5
Cardinals
is.
don't get them, if the Cardinals don't get Malik Neighbors, the Chargers will.
Well, the Cardinals look like they're gonna draft Marvin Harrison.
Who we gonna get then?
It looks like we gonna get J.J. McCarthy
Um,
right now.
I don't
no,
see that.
I
I don't
drafted
see
back
that.
and got Jaden Daniels in this draft I'm doing right now live. I drafted back to 7 and got Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels gonna be there at 7.
He might.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he will.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he
I don't
will.
think. I think Jaden Daniels going top 5 for
Who
sure.
who we going? The only reason if we did that trade, the only reason why the Giants would take him would be so we wouldn't get him. But that would still leave JJ McCartney on the board.
They not taking them. The Giants ain't taking no Jaden Daniels because they got to still pay Daniel Jones. We just looked at what that
They
money
taking
looks
a
like.
wide
They
receiver.
not doing that.
Well, they just drafted JJ McCarthy on here.
That's whoever
Yeah.
doing that draft ain't looking at Jack Daniel Jones contract or that dead money if they do go in another direction.
It's $35 million in dead money. They not doing that.
They not doing that.
All right, who's the back? All right, can I ask y'all something? Other than the mafia dude out there, who's the backup quarterback?
Hey, that's all you need. You need the mob.
Other than the mafia dude out there,
Hey,
they go.
they bet not cut him. The owner be sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah, I mean that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
That's definitely a bit of a stretch. You know what I'm saying? I just can't see the Giants going off and eating 35 million in dead cap and then drafting another quarterback who you gonna have to pay handsomely because you drafted them so high.
Exactly. I think they're gonna draft
No,
the quarterback.
you drafted them at 6. You at 6, so you're not paying that premium.
You gonna pay him
12 million.
You gonna pay him, but you're not paying what you would pay him at a 2 or 3. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then that causes a
because after the first 5 guys, don't it drop?
It probably do drop.
It drops after
not
every
substantially
pick.
though.
It just drops after every pick. So imagine if the top pick gets 15 million, right, for this year, and the person that's drafted at number 5, it's not a million drop off. It's a couple 100,000.
Yeah,
so
not substantially.
It's not to the point where he's not going to get paid handsomely to
be honest.
That's not. It's not going to have a substantial drop off. That's not feasible.
First of all, Neighbors is going to the Giants. The Giants are already talking publicly about moving up in the draft to get Neighbors over Rome right now. With the Chargers at 4, with Chargers at 5, because I think Arizona's before that. Arizona's locked in to get Marvin Harrison Jr., but they also expressed that they like Neighbors as well. Like I told y'all, they try to put Neighbors, or they have Neighbors above Marvin Harrison on their board. So with that said, it's very high that the Giants do a trade with Arizona because they're not us to move into that spot, or moving the Chargers moving up because they need a number 1 receiver as well. The Chargers and the Giants are out of the same position. They both have quarterbacks, whether we like them or not. Herbert, of course, I like way more than Daniels, but at the same time, contract-wise, they got Daniel Jones and Herbert. They neither have a wide receiver and neither have a starting running back. There's no way in the world either one of them go with quarterback before getting a playmaker.
Yeah, I don't see the Giants. The Giants, and I can see them getting Neighbors. I agree with that. I can see them getting Neighbors, but again, to me, that puts more pressure on Washington to have to get a receiver, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Everybody can feel the way they feel. I just think you're gonna have to, and you got McLaurin, so
I
he
about
can.
to say, does that mean that you don't feel like McLaurin is a number one guy? These guys are getting the neighbors and the Harrisons that possibly can go into your division.
Let me ask you this: has CD Lamb passed Terry McLaurin right as of this second?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, so you got to keep
How
up
many
with the
years
grind.
CeeDee Lamb been in the league?
It don't matter.
3.
His production is retarded.
Yeah,
Pardon
3.
the word.
yeah,
Yeah,
But his
about 3
Is
years.
is
1700 yards is two almost 2 seasons for McLaurin.
yeah,
No disrespect to McLaurin. It's not 2 seasons, but it's almost 2 seasons for McLaurin's production. That's crazy. 136 catches in a season.
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Overly
McLaurin,
targeted. Overly
McLaurin,
targeted.
yeah, he was
But
overly targeted.
production was crazy.
McLaurin hasn't had 100 catch season yet.
Yeah, but we've had. I would say this in McLaurin's defense.
Can you blame him?
In McLaurin's defense, one, we've had some
Can you blame
questions
McLaurin for not
with
having?
the quarterback play, and he's had and
We had
McLaurin.
Look
we
at
had
look at. Hold
Adam
up, sorry, I'm
Schifter.
gonna stop
Hold
y'all.
on. Let
No,
me finish.
go
Let me
ahead,
finish.
go ahead.
The only difference in that I see is that CeeDee Lamb has had that same quarterback, and they got a chemistry, and they've had the same quarterback throughout the whole time of his career. And
Do you
so,
go ahead?
as him developing into who he is now, he's developed with the quarterback. And
Do you
so
know
with
why
Curry,
I don't take that excuse? I gotta cut you off. You know why I don't take that excuse? A guy by the name of Garrett Wilson in New York.
okay,
That's why I don't take that excuse. In the Jet,
That's
not the
their only
Giants, but the
receiver. Who else
Jets.
out there?
Mike
Who else out
Evans.
there?
Mike Evans.
Huh?
I keep
Mike Evans.
bruh.
What
Listen,
since
bruh.
this year?
How you
Garrett,
gonna keep saying Mike
Every
I'm
Evans?
talking
Bruh?
about
every year
last
of his
He
year.
was
career.
great.
Every year of his career with whatever
Garrett
quarterback
Wilson
he
went to
got.
Ohio State too, though, and he went all of the stuff that Terry McLaurin. He literally took the same path, and he had 91
But
catches this
Garrett,
year, 110 last year as a rookie.
but guess what, bro?
He
Who
only
else
been
out
in the
there
league
with him?
twice.
Who else out there with him? Name me the other person on the other side.
Who else out here with the Redskins? Curtis Samuels had 600 yards 2 years in a row. That's not a crazy number for a wide receiver,
Right.
bro.
But he's known, bruh. Is what
But
I'm
that
saying.
don't
Do
mean
we know? Do we
He
know
known.
this
also
other
had
guy? Do we even know how many yards he got? That's what I'm saying. We can't even name how many yards the other guy got.
Big son, if the second receiver for the Jets has more yards than Curtis Samuels and he's not known, what
Let
does
me
that say?
let me ask you, who's a better quarterback, Zach Wilson or Taylor Heineke?
I would go with Heineke, but Heineke hasn't played a whole year though.
And who's a better quarterback, Zach Wilson or Carson Wentz?
Zach Wilson.
No, 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 no,
Hey,
no, no, no,
I'm
no,
sorry,
no, bro. Nah, bro. No. You
I'm
ain't
not.
getting away with that one.
Zach Wilson
I'm
is
about
not
to
a
say
Pro
I would
Bowler.
never pick Carson Wentz for
I'm
anything.
sorry. I'm
Carson
sorry.
Wentz has gone to the Pro Bowl. I know he played horribly for us, so we don't get mad. But Carson Wentz is a former Pro Bowler in the NFL.
I'm taking
We
He
talking
is
Carson
about
Wentz over
better.
Zach
He's
forward. Look,
better
Wilson.
I'm
than
talking
Zach
about.
Wilson.
Hey, bro, listen. What the question was is he better than Zach Wilson?
He's better than Zach Wilson.
Hold on,
Stop
hold
it.
on. His
Zach
career
Wilson
has
is
been.
trying to be
Hold
like
on, hold
if the
on.
Jets could get rid of him without having to pay for him, they would. Okay, I would say some
Yeah.
even more damage and stuff, but we on air, and I like for us to get sponsored and continue to be on air. So I'm not going to say that, but just understand that Zach Wilson is Dwayne Haskins. All right,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
short,
Man, look, I'm gonna just say
Oh,
this. Carson
um,
Passer
Wentz.
rating, his
Carson
passer
Wentz is.
rating yet.
Hold on. Carson Wentz is a system quarterback that was only good in the system for 2-3 years. After that, he's been ass, straight
uh,
up ass.
he was pretty good in Philly majority of the time while he was
No, he wasn't. He was
while he had the last season he was there was his worst season in Philly.
trash. He
One
played
season.
with he played with Philly for 5 seasons. The
He's
first
better.
Dak's
season,
never
Carson Wentz
had a
is
good
better than
season.
Zach Wilson, Joe.
Dak's
Like,
never
let's be
had a
clear.
good season. What are you talking about?
what I get you, I'm saying career wise, yes, but right now, I'll take Zach Wilson over Carson Wentz in a heartbeat.
Not
No
right
Okay,
way.
now.
You're not
fellas,
taking Zach
I
Wilson
rest my
over
case.
Tyler Howard.
Adam Leazar, 23 catches, 311 yards, 1 touchdown. I rest my case. They don't got
That's
no
the
other wide
second.
receiver over there.
No. Look at the stats last year. You're looking at who's on the roster right now.
No, bro. I'm
Lazard was
looking
on
at
the
the
Lazard was on the stats
2023
last year.
season
Yeah,
stats. That man
yeah,
had
Lazard
23.
was there last year.
That man had 23 receptions, 311 yards.
What they tight end have?
Not right. Fuck that.
Let me
You
see.
like
That's
I like
Conklin,
Yeah.
61, 61, versus 60, 621
87,
yards, no touchdown.
There go your
21.
your
That was
your
Curtis
Curtis
Samuel.
Samuel right there.
Bryce Hall had
Bro, we
76
talking about
catches.
wide receiver.
Bryce Hall.
We ain't
Bryce
say nothing
Hall
about
had
no tight end. We
76
said
catches.
who was the other
We
wide
talking about
receiver on the other
target.
side.
We talking about
I said
target.
who was the other leading receiver? The other leading receiver. Do you understand that Logan Thomas was our second leading receiver this year? Logan
Yeah,
Thomas. Logan
target.
Thomas had more yards than Curtis Samuels. He broke his own career record for how many yards and catches did he had this year. All right,
Yeah,
that's one of the slowest people on our team, and he's got the second most production because of the coordinator that we had and them trying to go to the tight end, even though that was the wrong thing to do. All right, the Jets with Zach Wilson, with the quarterback that is way worse than even Sam Howell and worse than Heineke for that matter. So Garrett Wilson, who is a second-year player, gets 1,000 yards. He only had 3 touchdowns, so the touchdowns aren't there, but the yardage is there, similar to what the Redskins' yardage is. And when Aaron Rodgers plays, I guarantee to you this yardage is way more than that because Aaron Rodgers already has thrown to Lazard for more yards than this when he was a Packer.
I remember that. I know that. I know.
So
Like,
Zach Wilson is the
we
reason why
talking
these
about.
yards was like this. How, which you helped celebrate some of last year, which I understand and I did for a couple of games, but I also said that I thought he was a bad quarterback. These are two systems of having bad quarterbacks. One in a tanking situation, another one where Zach Wilson wasn't trying to tank, he was just bad. And they still had the same production as us. And Sam Howell was like 15th in the league in passing.
And he had 95 catches, bro.
That's
That's
still
what I'm
over
saying.
your number one target.
That's
Like
what.
even
This
Wilson was
still
like,
proves my point.
and he threw 168
It's
targets,
nobody.
200 passes to him.
That's what I'm saying. It's no who else would you rather throw to? The guy, the only guy. Like I said, the wide receiver. Yes, the tight end had 621 yards. But what I was saying was, who was the other wide receiver? Do we even know this guy? Oh, we know him. We found out we know him, but he still didn't have nowhere near the 600 that we were discussing about Curtis Samuel. That's all I was saying. Of course, Garrett Wilson should ball out like that every year. If you got a wide receiver click like that, you should ball out every year. I would be mad at you if you didn't.
Curtis Samuels had 613 yards. At 91 targets, had 62 catches and 613 yards. Under a first down per catch. Yeah. The tight end for the Jets averaged a little over 10.2. Oh, a little over a first down per catch. One less catch than Curtis Samuels. A few less targets than Curtis Samuels. More yardage than Curtis Samuels. That's their second receiver because their third receiver, which is Lazard, which is a third or fourth receiver when he was with the Packers, again has rapport with Aaron Rodgers, not with Zach Wilson, who obviously couldn't hit nobody. And he still threw the ball he only threw the ball to Lazard 49 times. He only threw the ball to another receiver. That's the most he threw to another receiver. So their offense is really only about the running back, the tight end, and the wide receiver under Zach Wilson because that's all he could fucking get to before either getting sacked or throwing a fucking interception. Howell, on the other hand, wasn't running the ball with the Breece Hall the entire season because they were running a lot with the Jets and throwing the ball some. So this is with a running game. The Redskins didn't have no running game, and the most your second wide receiver had was 613 yards. You could use a wide receiver. You really could. And the production here was not that good.
It wasn't. And I do agree that you could use a wide receiver. I'm just saying that Carson Wentz sucks. And Zach will, and I'm still
I
taking
mean,
Zach.
that's a fact.
I'm still taking Zach
You're
Wilson.
not taking. Ain't no
I'm
way
not.
you
I'm not
taking Zach
taking neither one of them.
Wilson. Ain't no
I
way
mean,
you
yeah,
taking Zach Wilson
if I
over
got a
no.
chance to not take neither one of them, I'm not taking none of them.
It.
But
Carson Wentz at least get in the end zone.
man,
He had more than 11 touchdowns. Zach Wilson got 11 touchdowns.
On a
Zach,
whole season. That's crazy.
Matter of
hey, I
fact,
ain't gonna
Zach
hold you.
don't
That's
even got
crazy.
11. Zach don't even got 11. Zach got 8.
Eight,
That's,
eight, bruh. 8.
that's crazy work right there. Like what y'all
I
was
don't
doing.
know what they seen on that
That's
BYU
crazy.
film, but God, boy, I'm telling you,
Hey,
Josh Dobbs.
I don't
man,
care.
Yeah,
My
give me
opinion,
now. You know who my brother agreed to. My brother said, you know what, give me Josh Dobbs.
I definitely
I
take
take
Josh Dobbs
Dobbs.
over both of them.
I take Josh
Dobbs
Dobbs.
got the winning spirit like
Yeah,
Heineke. He gonna go out there
yeah.
and ball.
I think Dobbs is honestly one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league.
You can't tell whether he phased or not because he don't got no eyebrows.
Yeah.
Man, that's Powder right there. He look just like Powder. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jackie
black
calling that
powder.
man
Yeah,
powder. Jackie calling him powder.
My brother said he was like Charlie Villanueva in football.
yeah. That's what I thought he was. I didn't go. I thought that was his cousin or something.
Yeah, that man look wild. I ain't gonna hold you. He look a little crazy. But he
Oh,
balls.
regardless, I was about to say, I don't look how crazy you look. You give crazy work on that field. You good with me?
Hey, not when, I mean,
Now,
yeah,
I will say that if that was the backup quarterback that you chose to go get, other than Mariota, and I'm not
Oh
disagreeing with
man.
Mariota, I'm not saying that Mariota can't ball because I do like the connection between him and the passing game coordinator because at least you know what you're supposed to be or what you're expected to do. Now, what you
that's
can
why he there.
I do, we'll find out, but I understand that part. But if Dobbs was the backup quarterback, I could definitely see going with another position outside of quarterback first. Right now, I really feel like these guys are going to go quarterback because if you look at it,
I
Dotson
know.
proven himself to be a number 3 wide receiver that you can try to see if moving to number 2 will work. You don't have a lot of time or film with him on the outside other than college because you used him in the slot a lot with us. So I definitely feel like even if you don't go with Marvin Harrison Jr. with the first pick, you're gonna go with somebody like a Brian Thomas or a Troy Franklin or something like that that has height to put at the number 2 so that you can still use Dotson as your slot guy.
Hey, did you hold on? Did you watch the clip I sent earlier today? With
I haven't got to see it yet. I know which one you're talking about. The one with Dan Quinn.
Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't see it yet.
But that's my thing overall. That's my thing is.
Yeah, I'm listening.
But
yeah,
that's my thing.
my joint blanked out on me. Did you watch the joint that with DQ earlier?
Nah, that's what I said. I haven't seen it yet.
All
I
right,
know which one
cool.
you're talking.
So if you look at it, if you look at what he was saying about the quarterback position, he specifically said we're not just looking at 1 year. You know what I'm saying? That's something that he definitively said. He said he wants to look at several years. He said that they really trust Marcus Mariota because of that connection that you was talking about. He was like, basically, he's the one that got Marcus Mariota in here, and we believe in him. So what it sounds like is that even if the fans don't like it, there's a very good chance that Marcus Mariota, week 1, will be the starting quarterback.
And you know what? I think that'll be not. I don't want to use that word, but I think that'll be really bad public relations. Public relations will be mad at that. I mean, a lot of Redskin fans would be mad at that. I'm gonna be honest.
Man, fuck them. No offense, but excuse my language. But the reason why you don't care how they feel is because they have an
You better
idea.
win. You better win.
They have an idea of what they want to
You better
build.
win.
And the reason I'm saying that he might be day 1 starter, even if we draft Jaden Daniels, he still might be a day 1 starter because it sounds like the passing game coordinator is comfortable with him. For somebody to come in there
That
and
sounds like
kind of,
same old Redskins. Y'all just
it
talked
don't
about y'all know it do
don't.
because y'all just who y'all just talked about yesterday? Fitz and Carson Wentz and everybody else we brought in over the years. That's what it sounds like. Same old
Yes.
Redskins.
Yes.
I ain't
I
gonna
know
I
lie.
you're
agree.
lying.
I ain't gonna lie. If they go in the start of the season with Mariota as the starter, one thing that says is not that you drafted wrong. It says that the person you drafted at quarterback, if you do go number two with the quarterback, and he doesn't start, this means you got it wrong.
Yeah.
If you got to start with Mariota after picking a Daniels or a May, this means you got it wrong. Not
Yeah.
even if you're trying to say that this may be an easy game or this our first game. Let's take it light and show the young guy what we want from him. It's still going to get everybody's going to be heated. You could, like I said, the Josh Dobbs in the world were available. If you wanted someone to come in and be a starting quarterback, but was good at being a backup, or would be satisfied with being a backup if the rookie started, you go get a Garner Minshew, you go get a Josh Dobbs. You don't go get Mariota because the last time Mariota was in Atlanta, look at what Ritter turned out to be. He was horrible this year, and I really supported that guy a lot. I
Yeah, I
really
like
think
the
he
Ritter
has
too.
great arm talent and everything, but he just got replaced by a good quarterback who all of us know is not that good when it comes down to primetime games. So you spent 180 million to go away from a rookie that you gave one season to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. The NFL, man, just in my opinion, they're dumb right now. They're being dumb. You know, back in the day, quarterbacks had 1 year to develop on the bench. Now they're not
Well,
even
no, not
getting.
necessarily. But what I will say, and just to add to you, not to take away, because you can keep going. What they did have was multiple years to try to get it done. Look at Rex Grossman. Rex
That's what
Grossman
I'm
was
saying.
never a great
That,
quarterback.
yeah, that was
Rex
the next.
Grossman
That was
was
the next.
good.
You
Kyle
literally
Orton,
took the words out my mouth
the
because that was the
backup.
next sentence.
And when Rex Grossman got hurt, they put in Kyle Orton. Even though Kyle Orton was on a win streak, they put Rex Grossman back in the game. Whether that was a mistake or not, they stuck with their guy. You know what I'm saying? They said that this is what we're going to build with, and they built around that. When he wasn't good, they tried to put pieces around him to make him a better player or get better production from that spot. They didn't just bail out on the quarterback. I thought that that's the reason why the Cardinals actually have bad luck right now is
Yep.
because Rosen was cut and never given a chance to play
Yep.
football. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And you don't pick somebody number one to never give them a shot. Like that's and then to go give him a shot once he gets with another team, then he's a backup, and then he gets put in the game, and then now the coordinators are like, yeah, this is why he got traded. No, that sucks. That and for the league, that sucks as representation for what you could do to a player. He's no longer in the league, no longer even used as hey, let's use this number one pick as our backup. Number one in the entire nation that year. Let's go use him as a backup. Nah. You know what? Let's just leave him out of the league because no one was able to give him a proper chance. And again, like I said,
I'm gonna be real. Marcus Mariota is on that short leash right now because if he doesn't do well in here, even as a backup, he's gonna be out of the league.
well, one here's the thing with that. I don't think he'll be out of the league because he's one of the active number one draft picks that are still around. He's been on a roster since he's been drafted, whether he started or has had to be a backup. He's a Super Bowl representative with the Eagles, being a backup there when he was out there, Joe. The time he was with the Falcons, he at least started the time that he was there. He backed up. I mean, I think they cut him. Like I said, I think they cut him this year when Ritter was the starter. So they had
Yeah.
Heineke and Ritter, you know what I'm saying, they're two quarterbacks, and Ritter ended up getting replaced by Heineke for a couple of games for whatever reason. But Mariota, when he gets somewhere, even when he was with the Raiders, he starts. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't necessarily just sit on the bench just because, even if somebody's coming up behind him, he's definitely earned his spot to start. And I remember the Raiders training camp that Mariota was in. He won the spot. Like, it wasn't like they didn't draft anybody to put right there. It's just the fact that he won the spot. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to give the guy the shot that's giving you the best opportunity in practice. Now, what they put on the field, different story. You know what I'm saying? But if that means that the backup or the rookie either doesn't practice well or doesn't give you guys the best chance to try to win, it's not a one-player sport. I say that all the time. It's far from basketball. And yes, your quarterback is a leader on the team. But if we go back to what I texted you guys the other day with the Chicago 55, McMahon is a top pick, but McMahon was not a top quarterback in the league. But what he was a heck of a leader. You know what I'm saying? He knew how to bring all of those guys together when they needed to. He knew how to rally the troops. You know what I'm saying? His performances weren't always great, but his heart was always in it. and that team rallied around their quarterback because they had talent in several other places. If they worried about fixing quarterback on that 85 Bears team, they probably would have never got a Super Bowl.
I can agree with that.
They was able to stack up so much talent everywhere else that they was just dominant.
McMahon was good though. McMahon was good.
No. By all means, McMahon was very good, but he wasn't a great quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't great.
Like his number, and again, their system didn't require him to be a great. He was like a Brad Johnson in a sense with less accuracy. Brad Johnson was very accurate. McMahon was like a Brad Johnson. Just manage the game. Don't lose it for us. You know what I'm saying? Again, your attitude to allow you to scramble out the pocket when things are dangerous and you can't make plays that way. And again, they had stars almost everywhere. So turn around and hand the ball off to Walter Payton. He'll do half of the work, majority of the work, and then you just figure out when we need you to fill little holes here and there. You know what I'm saying? They had good tight ends. They had good receivers. And again, you can rely on the defense to go out and not get the first down and just rely on the defense to be able to get it stopped. So your quarterback, again, is not necessarily – he's just a leader. He's just what the position requires him to be. You know what I'm saying? For that team, his identity matches whatever the team's identity is. And again, like I said, in that aspect, they were able to stack up talent in all of those different areas, not quarterback chasing.
That part I agree with. I just think that'll be. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just think that'll be bad, man, if they start the season with Mariota.
But think about this, bro. What if they pick Marvin Harrison Jr. first, and then they pick a quarterback with the next pick, and that quarterback isn't better than Mariota right away?
No, I'm not disputing that. I'm saying what I just say. Public relations. I think it's going to give a bad. You're going to have to win.
No, listen. That's what I'm saying. What do you think? And you probably would be one of the people that would write a long story to the media about doing this, because if you pick the best player on the board, if your next quarterback, especially if you move up late in the first round or wait to the second round to get a quarterback, even if it is a Bo Nix or Michael Penix Jr., what if they're not better than Mariota on day one, on week
then
one?
I'm going to say you shouldn't have got Mariota. You should have got, like you just said, you should have got Dobbs. You should have got somebody else. Mariota was not the best choice, even at backup.
I got a question. So what if hold on. So what if Mariota comes out and balls out?
He's going to have to do that. And I'm going to be on the wait and see mode with that. I'm definitely going to be on the wait and see mode.
220 to 250 from Mariota and a win is acceptable for me. As long as he can throw with the accuracy that he was able to throw with in college, meaning a high 60s, early 70%, and don't turn the ball over. I really can't, bro. We survived a season with Brad Johnson, and I ended up liking Brad Johnson, and
Brad Johnson had 4,000 yards. Brad Johnson had a hell of a season that year.
Listen to what I mean. Brad Johnson had a slow wind up on his passes, but he was accurate. You know what I'm saying? With regardless, like I said, me personally, like what I would like from a quarterback, he wasn't those, but he ended up being a quarterback that I really liked for us, able to do what he does well. He wasn't somebody that I would say we need to go. Like if you had him, and if that's what your production from Mariota could be, even if it is 3,800 yards, 30 yards, that means we're running the ball, which we all didn't do last year, and we all agreed that we should have did more. 3,000 and something yards is not if you have a running game. It's also not bad if your team is freaking winning and your defense is playing lights out. What it also suggests is that Mariota should be showing whoever the backup is what their job is when they get put in. Whatever, and they're going to draft the quarterback this draft. So whatever quarterback they get, they have to believe that he has the will to be a starter. Remember, even though Alex Smith was good, he was let go from the San Francisco 49ers for a reason, whether they wanted to move forward or whatever the case may be. So people didn't know what to expect, except for Andy Reid of that caliber, of what to expect from an Alex Smith. But they were using Alex Smith to groom the present Mahomes. And even I told y'all, and y'all all have seen it by now, Mahomes even said his first season, he was still learning how to read defenses. He was carving the league up and was still new at everything. You know what I'm saying? It was used to groom him. So again, if Mariota can get some wins, if he can get some wins, regardless of production, and as long as the production, well, not regardless of production, as long as the production's there, you have to sign a receiver this year. So that's what I'm saying. You got to sign a receiver. You got to sign another quarterback. You got more defensive guys. But if those receivers are good, if those linemen are good, and Mariota's your starting quarterback, and the backup is waiting to get in, and we're winning games, guess what? I'm gonna support that. I don't care how it look. I'm gonna support that all
Yeah,
the way.
I'm a proponent of winning for sure. I'm a proponent of winning, but you're gonna have to win on that one because I'm
Yeah,
skeptical.
I, I,
I'm
I don't I don't
skeptical.
think I don't think they drafted him with the anticipation that he's going to lose. Now again, like I would say, Heineke, Kyler Allen, the only person that's been here in the last whatever amount of years that's been a number one pick is Alex Smith.
No,
Mariota, a former number
well,
pick.
Wentz was a number 2 pick. Wentz was
Dwayne
number 2.
Haskins.
A little bit.
Mariota was a number one pick.
No, he's a number 2 pick.
He's a number two pick behind
Yeah,
who?
yeah.
Yeah, you don't remember the
Behind Jameson Winston.
Yeah, I put a graphic up that showed all the number 2 picks and their how successful they have been, and Donovan McNabb was only one. CJ Stroud could be, because I'm not going to. He's gotten to his career. He's still young. He's won in his first season, so I can't really say that he hasn't been. But that's the only other option.
Jameis Winston.
Mariota,
Jameis Winston was
Mariota's
number
on
1
that
in that
list.
draft.
All right, y'all are absolutely right.
Yeah.
But again, he's still a higher pick than Kyler Murray and Heineke and
Right.
Fitzpatrick. And Wentz was a former pick too, but Wentz was further ahead in his career than Mariota is right now.
I agree with that. But I don't know, man. I think again, public relations and energy, I think it matters. So I just think it's going to be a lot of people. If Mariota is your starter, it's going to be a lot of people who look and say, same old, same old. And I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, it's your first year at it. You know what I'm saying? As this staff, and I don't think that Dan Quinn is going to be like satisfied. First of all, here's the thing, bro. Whatever rookie you draft is going to get thrown in the fire if Mariota's losing.
Right.
Or because the only way he's going to start is if he starts out hot and shows in preseason that he should be the starter, whether it be arm strength, arm talent, whatever the case may be, numbers, Mariota looks rusty, whatever the case may be, or Mariota's playing bad during the season and you have to put the young guy in because that's what gives you the best chance to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But if that rookie's not ready, you're not going to put him out there to look worse than whatever Mariota looks like. That you'll probably be looking towards drafting another quarterback the following year. And I
But
don't know how many teams have done that without the coach being fired.
But it goes back to what you said. If you draft somebody, especially if you draft them in the first 2 rounds, I believe, in the first 3 picks, if you draft anybody at quarterback in the first 3 picks and they cannot play at all by week 1, maybe you made the wrong decision.
No, I disagree.
I
Because
don't.
we was just talking about Pat. Come on, Pat's a
But you
first
had
round
Alex
pick.
Smith. You had Alex Smith.
No, he sat because he wasn't ready.
Nah, I don't believe that.
He wasn't.
I don't believe that.
Bro, his first year
Remember,
after playing, he said he still wasn't ready. He still had
remember, no,
able to read
remember,
defense.
remember when Alex Smith was in Kansas City that last year? Everybody was raving about Mahomes, right? They was like, when he get
Not
in, he
Kelsey.
could be this.
Kelsey wasn't. Kelsey wasn't.
No,
Kelsey
Kelsey
complained.
wasn't.
Kelsey complained
wasn't.
because he wanted Alex Smith. Kelsey cussed everybody out.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about like a lot of the fans, a lot of the people around the organization. There was a lot of people raving about Patrick Mahomes. And he wasn't ready. He sat behind think about this. Marcus Mariota game and Alex Smith game. What's the big difference other than Alex Smith makes better decisions? Like he could read defense a little bit better, makes better decisions.
Nah, Alex
They
Smith.
play
I'm
alike.
gonna tell you, no. Alex Smith do things that is just nuts. Alex Smith will kill you with the snap count. I've seen him do that. He will punish you with that snap count when you jump
Veteran
off
Alex
sides.
Smith.
When you jump off sides,
You talking
Alex.
about?
I've seen Alex. Hold up. Do y'all remember the game where Alex Smith stole the ball at the end of the game and gave it to the kicker, and we kicked the ball and won?
That is a
Alex Smith
veteran
do a
that's
lot of
been in the league.
that, and he
Listen,
did a
I'm
lot of
talking
things
about
that wouldn't show up
style.
on the scorecard.
Son, I'm talking about style of play, is what I'm saying. Style of play. Think about not Kansas City Alex Smith, but let's think about San Francisco Alex Smith. He did a lot of the same stuff that Mariota does. Maybe not
San Francisco
exactly the
Alex Smith
same
was a
style.
loser. San Francisco Alex Smith was a loser.
No, I'm talking
Except
about
that last year. Except I do believe if
I'm
San Francisco
talking
did not trade
style of
Alex Smith,
play.
if San Francisco did not bench Alex Smith to put in Colin Kaepernick, I felt like Alex Smith would have won that Super Bowl. That's just my personal opinion. Anybody can feel whatever way they want to. I feel like they would have won that Super Bowl. If that year,
They might not have got there because Colin Kaepernick was the reason they got there.
I think they would have. They were when they benched Alex Smith. I think they were like 11-1 or 11-2. They had
Yeah,
a
they
good
did.
record.
They had
You
a
know
good
what I'm
record.
saying? Yeah. So
And don't
I'm
get me
just
wrong,
saying.
I'm not saying that Alex Smith wouldn't have been able to do it, but there's a strong
I
chance.
think he beat that Baltimore team.
But does he beat the Packers?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be 100. That was Colin Kaepernick's best game, in my opinion, that I've ever watched him play.
Whole career.
In his whole career. Was
I'm
that
not
Packers
disputing. He
game?
had a bunch of running yards though. He had
No,
a bunch of running
Alex wouldn't
yards.
have been able to do that game.
But
He
that
threw the
whether
ball
you
well
run it
that
or
game,
not, that
too.
doesn't mean they wouldn't have won because Alex Smith couldn't pass the ball and beat them or use his own running game to beat them. They did have Frank Gore. They had Frank Gore. It ain't like they had a bum in the backfield.
Listen, man, Colin Kaepernick had a 60-yard touchdown run, bro.
I'm not disputing that. How do you know? How do we know that Frank Gore doesn't have that touchdown run?
Bruh. Because he didn't have the touchdown
Is
run.
he a
when
bum?
ran.
Is he a bum? Is Frank Gore a bum?
No,
He
but
wasn't
he didn't
getting
have the
nothing
touchdown.
off in that
He
game,
played.
bro.
How do we hold on?
He was because in that
Hey,
game don't show he was getting off. He wasn't getting off.
real quick, fellas. I know we've been on Jay and Daniel on his heels about him getting hit and all that, but I'm actually watching film on another player and they're playing them. Hey man, Shorty got that arm, and he got that timing down, and Shorty gonna throw that ball away. He ain't gonna take no sacks. So we might not be looking at a guy that's gonna be taking a lot of sacks in the NFL. He's throwing that ball away.
But he takes hits on his runs. Not every single time. He
Yeah,
does get out of bounds. He does get out of bounds.
but
I give
see,
that to him.
the thing about that is the coach ain't gonna allow that. Coach gonna tell him, hey, look, we need you around for the season. Sit your dumb ass down on these runs. Take a slide or take a knee, whatever you got to do to make sure you out there for the next play. This is not college.
Frank Gore had 23 carries for 119 yards in that game.
And he didn't have a 60-yard run.
I'm just saying. And it was 56. It wasn't 60. And Frank Gore had a 28-yard run in that
56, game. Bro. Like, come on, bro. Come on.
Colin Kaepernick only had, in that game, he only had 100. He had 263 yards passing. Two touchdowns and one interception. I think maybe Alex Smith has more than that. Aaron Rodgers didn't kill them. Aaron Rodgers only had 257 passing yards, two touchdowns and one interception.
Because Colin Kaepernick was running a little bit. Frank Gore, they controlled the clock with Frank Gore, but the big play.
All I'm saying is that Alex Smith could have won that game. Is what I'm saying. That's not a game he couldn't win.
I'm not saying he couldn't win, but I'm saying that definitively that was Colin Kaepernick.
And I'm gonna tell you this. Michael Crabtree had 9 catches, 116 yards. Nobody else had more than 2 catches.
Yeah.
Everybody, Frank Gore had 2 catches. Vernon Davis had 1. Randy Moss had 2. Delaney Walker had 1. Michael James had 1. Ted Ginn Jr. had 1. That Alex Smith would have done better than that.
So that means he threw the 7, 8 receivers.
1 catch apiece.
But he threw the 8 receivers, bro.
And 9 to Michael Crabtree. Nah, bro. Alex Smith would have done better than that.
Was Crabtree open? Was he open?
I'm just saying he would have done. Alex Smith would have done a little.
How many targets did he have? How many targets did Crabtree have?
It don't say on this one. I had to go into another joint and find out. No, he had 11 targets. 11 targets, 9 catches.
So he caught basically almost every pass that was thrown his way.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Colin Kaepernick only had 17 complete. He's passing with 17 for 31, 58%. Alex Smith would have done better than that.
But Alex Smith would have had that 60-yard run. So that's a touchdown.
He don't need it. He don't need it. He don't need it.
Somebody right.
He would have managed the game.
That's
Who
what
else?
I'm saying.
You don't
Alex
need
Smith
it.
could have won that game for sure.
Look at that list right now. Who else would have had that type of
Ooh.
run?
That's all I'm saying.
Jaden Daniels got
Remember, this was
lit.
the Patrick Willis defense. That was that Patrick Willis, Navarre Bowman defense. They was legit. Justin
Uh,
Smith, Chris Colliver,
you
Dante
telling me
Bittner.
how many rushing yards did Kaepernick have?
Oh, he had 181.
He had almost 200 rushing yards. He had over 200 passing yards. You talk about Alex Smith, bro? Come on, man.
He would have won that game.
Bro, what I'm saying is Alex Smith don't need to do all that to win the game.
Right. Because he would have passed it to more people than more people that had more than 2 receptions, dog.
He's managing the game so much he don't need to do all of that. Yeah.
What I'm saying is Kaepernick was hot that game. He had almost 200 yards rushing. How many touchdowns he had rushing?
2.
He had 2 touchdowns rushing at 181 yards. Who else was going to give you that or that team? Frank Gore already had 23 rushes, so he had it. He got his.
But then them 16 rushes would have went to Gore. Gore could have ended up having 30, 35 rushes for close to 200 yards himself.
Close to 200 yards.
Or again, Alex Smith could have passed the ball a little bit better than what that was going on with
I'm about to say he would have spread it around, man.
Man, I fuck with Alex Smith.
Man, I just watched Jay Daniels get rocked.
Very, very high on Alex Smith. Alex Smith is actually, especially once he came here, and I watched him a little more, he became definitely one of my favorite guys. You know what I'm saying? He's a leader. He's a team leader. People love him. They resonate with him. They play for him. They block for him. He's a great quarterback. But in that moment, that was Kaepernick's moment, bro. I don't see Alex Smith. Not saying he couldn't have won a game. Every game is winnable, but
Alex Smith
he couldn't have
passed
done what he didn't. He wouldn't have done what Kaepernick
in 10
did.
games, he had 1,700 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Alex Smith in 10 games, he had 1,700.
But at that moment, why do you need to do what Kaepernick do when you can do as the quarterback?
Right. His passer rating was 104.
That's all I'm saying. At that moment,
listen.
Why do you need to do anything like Kaepernick when you do what you do so well?
Right. You never said that. Do you think Brady would have won the game? Let me ask you that. If Brady would have won the Super Bowl with that team, with Navarre Bowman and all them guys?
Yeah.
So I know Alex Smith ain't Brady, but that's all I'm saying is, like Vic's saying, you could do what you do too.
No, I agree. Listen, I'm telling you, I agree with what y'all said about Alex Smith. I said he could have won the game, but for me, in the NFL at that time, 2013, if I'm not mistaken, I watched that game, bro. And when I was watching that game, bro, I was like, what the fuck?
Alex Smith was passing at 70% that year, bro. 70%.
That's crazy.
His completion percentage was 70%.
Alex, if that injury never happened, Alex Smith may potentially win a Super Bowl here.
Here. I'm not saying here. I'm talking about in San Francisco, that 2012 season when they benched him for no reason.
No, I get what you're saying. The 2012 season, I don't think he wins that Super Bowl, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think that certain things about that Super Bowl just didn't seem right. That was the Ray Lewis Super Bowl. I'm sorry, Alex Smith wouldn't have got it. I'm gonna be 100. The reason why Alex Smith wouldn't have got it. No, was that the Joe Flacco Super Bowl?
I think he would have. The reason why they got all on what's the name, because they beat them with physicality. You cannot beat Alex Smith with physicality. You got to beat Alex Smith with your mental.
When they beat him? When the NFL cheated and turned off his lights. That's when they beat him. When the NFL, hey, this is Point B speaking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna put this on nobody else. Matter of fact, I'm gonna turn the camera on so y'all know that it was me that said it. Guess what? I said it. So when the NFL turned the lights out, that's when the Baltimore Ravens won that Super Bowl. Okay. Before that, the 49ers was up. Kaepernick was doing this thing. They was winning. When them lights went out,
but you had a break. They
went back in and wrote a whole new script. Yeah, hold up. This ain't going the way we thought it was going to go. Hold up. Yeah, we gotta stop this. Okay, that's my opinion. Point B.
Colin Kaepernick and that
Super Bowl. Grave, you already know Ray Lewis last year.
Yeah. They
Colin Kaepernick that Super Bowl was 16 for 28. 302, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception.
Yes.
And
Frank
when did
Gore
he
in
do
that
the
Super
ball hit
Bowl.
interception?
What was
On
the
his
score?
last
What was
drive.
the score in
He
the
threw
first
that
half?
interception on the last drive, if
What was
y'all
the
remember.
score?
Right.
What was? They
Right.
was cold. Look at the
Alex
second
Smith
half.
wouldn't have done that.
Alex Smith would have been cold too,
He wouldn't have threw no pick.
Nope.
bruh.
He wouldn't
What
have.
you
Not on the
mean? He
last
so
drive.
pick?
Not on the last drive. We know that. We
He would
know
have
that
had. He
already.
would have been
Yeah,
better for
bruh.
16 for 28.
He would have been that. He would have been better than 16 for 28. I'll give you that. He would definitely been around at
Frank
least.
Gore had 110 yards, 19 carries, 110 yards in that Super Bowl.
And they stopped running with Frank Gore.
But if you give Alex Smith that, you're gonna win the game 9 times.
You're going to win the game, bro. We've seen it
Hey,
so many
listen,
times
We
listen,
already.
seen it with AP.
He
That's how he
now
was
he's
winning with
11-5
AP.
in Washington.
listen,
He's
listen.
11-5 in Washington.
I agree with a lot of things about Alex Smith, right? Alex Smith, I agree with a lot of things with him. You know, now I'm just gonna give it to you real, my opinion, true or false. Alex Smith does throw interceptions, and it's a chance that even though he's not prone to throw them at that moment, that he potentially does throw one in that moment because everybody throws interceptions.
Yeah, you
Everybody,
do, but in that moment,
everybody.
you get put in a certain class. You put in Kirk Cousins' class. And we all
Yeah,
know you don't want to see you don't want to report to that classroom.
now I agree, Big Si. Hey, Big Si, I couldn't agree more. Everybody does not go to that classroom. That is a special class of dumbass. If you feel me, you know. But just my opinion, man. Like I do think Alex Smith is a true baller. I do think Alex Smith is a phenomenal football player. I think that he is one of those people that showed you that if you give a quarterback time in the NFL to learn things, to learn terminologies, to learn how to work out, to learn how to play on the field, if you give them that chance, they develop into a damn good quarterback.
Hey,
Let me
Rod.
let me stop you though for a second. When you look at the 49ers drives, they didn't start. They started that game off down. Their first drive was a 3 and out and a punt. Their second drive was a field goal. Baltimore scored on their first drive. So you got a 7-3 ball game. Baltimore's second drive was a punt. That's when 73 ball game. Then Baltimore again went 5 plays, 55 yards, and a fumble by Colin Kaepernick. And then the next drive after that, he threw an interception. Then the next drive after that was a punt. And at the time, you had Baltimore up 3 touchdowns, 28 to 6. That's why they lost the game.
Yeah. No Alex.
I don't know.
It's right here. 28 to 6 at the half.
That's not how I remember it, but okay.
I'm looking at it right here. It's
Hey,
right here.
hey, listen, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong.
If the first 6 drives of the game, punt for San Francisco, punt, field goal, fumble, interception, punt, field goal.
What happened after that?
Punt, another punt, and Baltimore punted. And then they had touchdown, field goal, touchdown. 3 touchdowns in the second half was Colin Kaepernick. And then it go back to what Big Son said, it was a turnover on downs to end the game.
Yep.
Okay. Don't get me wrong. Is a chance that the Ray Lewis defense could have done that to Alex Smith?
I don't see it.
A chance. You're talking about the Ray Lewis defense. That's one of the greatest defenses of all time. Remember that. Remember that.
I think that them benching. Sorry, the score at the halftime, it wasn't 28, it was 24. It was 21 to 6. It was 21 to 6 at half.
Okay.
21 to 6 at the half. San Francisco in the third quarter scored 17. Baltimore scored 7.
When did the lights go out?
That's a good question.
That was after halftime. That was after halftime.
After halftime. It's got to be a report on when the lights went out.
Hold on, let me see. Let me find out when the lights went out. They don't have it on the stat sheet, on the stat card, of course.
No. You just gotta say, just Google it. I wish I was next to a Joe. You can Google it. It's gonna come up.
Let me see. That's all I'm saying. Is I think Alex Smith wins that Super Bowl.
He might. He might. I'm not saying that he doesn't for sure. I'm saying that my opinion. I don't know, and I never talked about the Super Bowl. What I was talking about was the what's the name game anyway. More than anything, that Green Bay game. I don't know if he goes and beats Aaron Rodgers first and foremost, and then second, and this is the biggest second. I don't know where else you get that offense from. You said he had 266 in the air and 181 on the ground. He had 2 touchdowns in the air, right?
Baltimore was up. It went out at 13-28 in the third quarter. Baltimore was up 28-6 when it went out. So that actually helped San Francisco.
It actually did. It actually did. Hey, I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah, when the lights went out, I actually thought they was about to swing the game in San Francisco. That's what they were trying to do.
That actually helped San Francisco because they was getting bust. They was getting blown open. They was getting blown open at that time. 28-6.
Yeah, I was wrong. I said it. It was me.
You know, that's the only thing I'm saying is that I feel like them bitching Alex Smith and it cost them a Super Bowl. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's the Alex Smith curse because they ain't been close to coming back. That mean they went to. You want to know what happened to them after that? Do you really want to know what they've been to after that? How many Super Bowls they've been? They've been to 2 Super Bowls, 4 NFC Championship games. Losses, all losses, loss. The curse of Alex Smith. Y'all heard it here, man. This is the Nature Sports Network, man. Y'all heard it here first. That's the curse of Alex Smith, man.
So you think San Francisco will never win another Super Bowl?
Or
no.
The curse of Alex Smith.
Huh?
The curse of Alex Smith.
Or is it the Joe Montana curse? Because Steve Young won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Steve Young won a Super Bowl. This is the Alex Smith curse because they ain't had no business benching that boy. And then look what happened with Kaepernick afterwards. And then look what happened with Alex Smith. Yeah, he got hurt here in Washington because of Jay Gruden. But he's been to the playoffs all the time after that. San Francisco has had some success too, but Colin Kaepernick has not. He was out the league 3 years later.
Well, he got out the league for some other shit.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he was out the league for something else. Hey, you know something funny? I just bought me a Nintendo old school jump.
I don't blame you.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
Okay, I just
bought it.
Since 2012, right? San Francisco lost that Super Bowl, right? Then they went to the conference finals the next year, lost. Then 2015, they went to the Super Bowl with Kyle Shanahan, lost. Then they went 2021, conference finals, lost. Went to, again, after that, the conference finals, lost again. Then last year, they went to the Super Bowl, lost. So they done been to 3 conference finals. Sorry, not 4, 3 conference finals and 2 Super Bowls, and 3 Super Bowls. They've lost 3 Super Bowls and 3 conference finals since then.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
The curse of Alex Smith, man. Y'all heard it here first. The curse of Alex Smith, man. Y'all should have never benched that man. Yeah, y'all should have never benched that man.
So by what you're saying is that they will never win a Super Bowl.
I can't say never. I'm not gonna say never. Never is a strong word. So I'm not. Never is too strong of a word for this situation. But
how long does the curse last?
While Alex Smith is alive, they don't win a Super Bowl. So,
while Alex Smith is alive,
they gotta, it's the Babe Ruth curse. It's like the Babe Ruth curse. The Boston Red Sox for 100 and something years didn't win a Super Bowl because they traded Babe Ruth when they had no business trading him.
Didn't win a World Series.
Didn't win a World Series. Sorry, didn't win a pennant. Didn't win a World Series. Did not win a World Series for like 100 and something years. It was after Babe Ruth was long on when they finally won one.
Oh, so you think that this is the start of that curse with the San Francisco 49ers?
Oh yeah.
So they'll get there but not win.
Yep. Just like the whole Colin Kaepernick. Who would have guessed it would have went down like that?
Well, I personally think San Francisco has a good chance to even win the Super Bowl this year.
They ain't winning it. The curse of Alex Smith. I'm calling it now.
Okay.
The
If San
curse of
Francisco
Alex
get
Smith.
back, I think they're gonna win it because I think they've been too many times not to win it.
Three. They young. They are the Buffalo Bills now.
Man,
They
I'm
went
about to
from the
say,
49ers
Buffalo
to the
Bills,
Bills.
man.
They are
The
literally the
Buffalo
Buffalo
Bills,
Bills
man.
right now. You know what I'm saying?
They've been to what, 2?
3. If you
So,
count that Super Bowl itself, since they've benched Alex Smith, they've lost 3 Super Bowls and 3 conference finals.
God damn. But they've been like that every year.
Like that ain't winning you the bowl though.
That's true.
Man,
This is
nigga
funny.
over here on the weed mission. This ain't no.
This is
Oh, I'm
funny.
on. I thought I was on mute. Hold up.
This is funny. This is funny. This is funny, man. This is funny. You know what I'm saying? But y'all heard it here first. It's the Nature Sports Network, man. You know, this ETA Money Road giving you that good analysis of the Alex Smith curse. Y'all heard it here first. The Alex Smith curse. That's what that San Francisco got. Even this year, they botched the Super Bowl because they chose to kick the ball. I mean, to receive the ball and not kick it. They had it in their hands. All you do is kick the ball when you win this coin toss in overtime. Guess what they decide to do? Receive it and lose the game because of that. Jimmy Garoppolo, the overthrow. All Jimmy Garoppolo got to do is hit Emmanuel Sanders in the end zone. Game is over. They was up by 10 on Kansas City in that first Super Bowl with like 8 minutes left. And if Jimmy Garoppolo hits that pass, that's a 17-point game with 8 minutes left. Kansas City don't win that game. Trust. Kansas City don't win that. They don't win that. But Jimmy Garoppolo overthrows. He never came back from the overthrow either. Like his career was really bad after that. Excuse me. I mean, I know he went to a conference final against Green Bay. After that, one season, he took one season off. Then they went that next season, they went 6-10. And then after that, I think Garoppolo was hurt a lot of that season. They went 10-7 and lost in the conference finals, which Garoppolo was the quarterback. And then they lost again in the conference finals with Garoppolo was the quarterback he was the starting quarterback, but that was the season Brock Purdy came in. And then last year with Brock Purdy, they they went to the Super Bowl and lost. So the last 3 years, they've been to 2 conference finals and a Super Bowl. Out of the last 5 years, they've been to 2 Super Bowls. They've lost 2 Super Bowls and 2 conference finals over the last 5 years. San Francisco 49ers. The last 5 years, they've been at least to the NFC Championship 4 out of the last 5 times, 5 years.
Yeah, that's bad, bro.
And they've lost every single time. They've come away losers every single time.
That's bad. I mean, aside from the Bills going back-to-back losses, would you put them in their category?
Yes. They close. Maybe it's not 4 straight Super Bowls, but that's pretty close.
It's 6 important games.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
And 3 of them was the Super Bowl.
2 of them was the Super Bowl. 2 of them. They've been to 3 Super Bowls. That was the Alex Smith one in 2012. They went to the Super Bowl that year, and then the next year, right after that, they went to with Colin Kaepernick. They went to the conference. They lost the conference finals. They lost to Seattle. Seattle went to the Super Bowl. That was the year that Seattle lost, and they was 12-4 in that year. So that was the year that Seattle lost to with the Russell Wilson pass, the Marshawn Lynch. The run we all know about. Yeah, the goal line. Yeah, the goal line drink. That was that year. But they played San Francisco. Remember when the Crabtree and Richard Sherman after that game where he was like, they don't know nothing about me or whatever he said to the whatever he said to the Yeah, whatever he said to the lady, man, and the lady was looking crazy like she didn't know what was going on. Now that's the culture, baby. That was funny. That was funny. I'm gonna keep it real.
I mean, I don't think no jump was more funny than when Trent Williams stole on that boy.
Oh yeah. That was the same year, I believe. No, that was the 2012. That was the year they went to the Super Bowl. That was the year San Francisco ended up going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, so I remember watching that game, young.
Funny, bro. Funny.
That was after the RG3. That was the RG3 got hurt game.
So what you gonna do, boy? You say you gonna supposed to? Yeah, I'm gonna do that to you, boy. Do what you do there, boy.
Oh, you talking about the Trent joint? I was talking about the Crabtree Richard Sherman joint.
Yeah, that was funny. I don't care what nobody say. That was funny.
Yeah, he said, "Who you talking about?" Crabtree.
That was funny. That was funny. That was funny. That was funny. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull up that sound bite. Let me see if I can get that sound bite up for the people so they know what we talking about.
Hey, turn up. Hey, y'all, listen.
She said, "Who was talking about?" She said, "Who was talking about you?"
As soon as the game was over, she ran right over to him.
Who was talking about you?
I heard nothing of the sorts.
Hey, she acted like she was clueless. She said Crabtree.
Who was talking about you?
I'm appalled.
Oh my goodness. Hey, that was funny. That was funny as I don't know what. I'm gonna keep it real. That was funny, man. Y'all, hey, that was funny for anybody out there. Sorry for the
remember how bad we trashed Crabtree after that jump, Slim.
Yeah. That was funny. That was funny. I'm sorry, San Francisco fans. I'm sorry. I know
that was the end of Crabtree for real.
Yeah.
That was like that's next to a nigga coming to your house, one of your friends coming to your house in the morning, and your mama fixing him a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
You already know, hey, homie, my mom didn't do nothing, bruh. You going to fix your own
Richard Sherman talk
bruh.
about that. I seen Richard Sherman talk about that situation, and he was like, man, literally, Crabtree was talking all game. Crabtree had a decent game or whatever the case may be.
Who snatched Crabtree train that time? Somebody snatched Crabtree chain that time. Remember? Y'all remember he got his chain snatched? Who was that got their chain snatched? Norman snatched the chain.
Norman do that to him?
Yeah. Snatch his chain, snatch his chain.
Hey, so people can say what they want. I love Norman when he was here, Slim.
Yeah.
I love Norman when he was here.
Norman was a baller.
Straight out baller, Slim.
Yeah, Norman was definitely a baller.
He created a lot of turnovers. Honestly, you need a controversial player on your team.
You gotta have him.
That's why I like Kobe Bryant. Player.
That's why I like Kobe Bryant and Williams.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be 100. Norman might have been one of the best free agent pickups we had throughout that time.
Yeah.
A long time, because remember the conversation we had when we was talking about Norman, and I was like, look, if Norman work out for 2 years, 3 years, he worth the money.
No, it was to leave. It was Akeem to leave snatch his chain. It was Akeem to leave snatch his chain.
They got the record.
They threw the joint. Yeah, when he was at Oakland. When he went to Oakland. He went to Oakland after that. And Talib Khalid snatched his chain. Yeah, he just snatched the joint.
He was purping.
Yeah.
He should have stayed in San Francisco because
they got the record after that though, for real. They really got the record after that.
Maybe him and Kaepernick works out if he stayed in San Francisco. And maybe that's why Kaepernick went down too, because he didn't have his target.
I agree. But honestly, and people can get mad at me for saying this, I don't think Kaepernick was that good.
He wasn't.
I just don't think he was that good. I'm sorry. He could run the ball. He was a great runner, but his throwing motion was just ugly.
He had Jim Harbaugh as his coach, bro.
Jim Harbaugh was a great coach. What are you talking about?
Saying. Yeah. No, I'm not saying it in a bad way. He had Jim Harbaugh as his coach. That's how he got where he was at. You know what I mean? And they had Alex Smith as the starter. He just came in mid-season. They switched it up on everybody because we was running the read option.
Right. Jim Harbaugh was a great coach. And I think he's going to... Let me ask y'all this, since we on running backs. Is he going to get the boy from Michigan?
He better.
He is. That's what I was saying earlier.
They're not drafting a tackle then. So y'all don't have them drafting a tackle then.
No, he
Nah,
wasn't drafting a
you remember
receiver.
you can get Corin late. You don't have to get him early like that.
Man, you gonna have to get him with your second pick because he might be gone in the first round.
Nah, Corin? No.
Man, his production, bro. You
His
got to think
production
about
is up there, but he ain't gonna be gone in the first round, bro.
maybe late first round for somebody to need a running back.
I don't know.
I'm saying, look, listen, from listening to Adam Peters talk about the evaluation process, especially in the NFL now, they are looking at
Jaden
analytics.
Daniels
Yes,
ran a 4.35 today.
they looking at
Woo.
analytics. You get what I'm saying? They definitely looking at analytics, right? But you gotta really, 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 really understand they are looking at production. And he got some of the most production in college football, regardless of what you say. Ain't nobody close to 27 touchdowns.
They said
So
Jaden Daniels had an amazing pro day today.
yeah,
They say he really shined in his pro day today. He
of
ran
course.
a 4.35 and then ran a 4.40, 4.40. But the 4.35 is what's gonna stand.
Yeah, of course. Because that's how fast he is. He ain't RG3 fast, like I said.
What's RG3 run?
I thought he was a 4.31 or something like that. I know his second joint was a 4.4.
Yeah, RG3 put that track speed on him.
Jaden Daniels weighed in today at 210 pounds.
That's RG3.
He picked up some weight.
RG3 weighed 212. Weighed 212.
But his
So he
hands
can
are
pick up some
he
more.
has
He can pick up some
small,
more
he has
weight.
the
And like I
four.
said, y'all, that boy throwing motion, he got a
Yeah.
good throwing motion on him. And Brian Thomas might be more of a sleeper than what we think he is.
Jaden
I'm telling
Daniels
y'all.
his hands weighed in really small though. He has a 9, 3 1/8 inches hands, which would have been the which is the fourth smallest amongst quarterbacks hand measurements.
RG3
Man,
ran
I
at
ain't
the
mad at
combine
that.
he ran a 4.38 and a 4.41.
Jaden Daniels is faster than RG3.
I don't think so.
It's right here. You said a 4.38. Jaden Daniels ran a
That's what he ran at
4.35.
I'm telling you, that's not his fastest speed, bro.
Man, you can't say that. It's right there.
Jaden,
Jaden
that
is
ain't
faster than
Jaden
RG3.
speed, bro. When I was just watching Jaden, and that's taking nothing away from RG3. Jaden got cut speed. RG3 ain't have cut speed.
Right.
RG3 got straight line speed.
Yep.
He got cut speed.
But that go back to what I was telling you, Leo. When it comes to 0 to 60, Jaden got him.
That's what I was saying. He got a faster acceleration. Definitely got a faster acceleration. But as far as like speed, I think RG3 faster.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just I don't think
ran
so.
better 40 times than that. Like
I don't think so.
Vic ran a 4.38. I mean 4.33.
That's the fastest out of them three.
Yeah.
That's the fastest out of them three for sure.
And that wasn't even Vic fastest.
Vic was another one who had that cut speed too.
Yeah, Vic
did.
did.
Cut on you and go.
What Lamar Jackson run?
I think RG3 was faster than Lamar.
Yeah, he is. Lamar, but Lamar can juke. Lamar can
he's a joystick. He a joystick.
Yeah, like nah, bro. He's like Kyrie Irving. Lamar ran a 4.34.
So he was faster than Daniels, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's faster than RG3 too.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, that's straight at the combine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Hey,
I think with that
Lamar, but RG3 said he beat Lamar in racing.
Did he?
Yeah.
We got to confirm that with Lamar.
That's what he said.
He said he was because they was talking about Marlon Humphreys. He was on the Marlon Humphreys joint. He was like RG3 was burning everybody.
I mean, RG3 did run track. I ain't gonna take nothing away from him. He ran track.
Yeah, that's why I was saying like RG3 gotta be faster than Lamar because they had to be racing at that joint and Lamar ain't never come out and said I beat RG3. And Marlon Humphrey was like he beat everybody.
Okay. I think you got to draft Daniels now. After that pro day, and I'm about to look, I'm gonna pull this pro day up. I'm gonna give y'all on the spot analyst. I think you draft him and then you go after the boy from LSU, the other receiver. That's what I would do, probably. I think you draft
Who,
Jaden Daniels
Thomas?
to Thomas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Thomas, I
Thomas. I
told
think
y'all
he's
Thomas
definitely.
is a sleeper, bro. He was
Yeah.
out there
I would
working.
go Thomas. I would go Thomas.
But I keep telling y'all they've been saying Thomas might sneak into the first round, bro. I've
Yeah,
been hearing
Thomas
that a
gonna be
lot.
gone in the first round. He gonna be gone
Nah,
in the first round.
I
Man,
doubt
I've
it.
been hearing that a lot, son. I'm
He
trying to
right.
tell you.
He right before Troy Franklin, I believe.
Who got receivers? Who need receivers right now?
Everybody.
No, they don't.
Everybody, bro.
You think Kansas City might get him? Yeah, Kansas City or somebody like that might get him.
No,
Kansas
everybody
City need
needs receivers,
receivers.
bro. Like,
The Saints need receivers.
definitely.
See, I done pulled up the Crabtree neck snatching joint on my YouTube. Now I got all the fights up there. You know, RJ Johnson when he was fighting Courtney Sutherland, that joint was funny.
Oh yeah.
That joint was funny when he was fighting
Oh
Courtney
yeah,
Sutherland. RJ
yeah. That
Johnson.
joke was mean.
Yeah. That wasn't even a fight. He just dog slipped.
The best jokes to me was Norman and Odell.
Oh,
That was a good round.
Norman and Odell Beckham joints.
That was a good round.
Them boys right there. Them boys is going at it.
That was a good round. They literally had to like separate them, stop it. The league had to step in. You know, the league had to step in on them and stop it. You know what I'm saying? So,
remember that one time he got Odell so mad. Odell kicked the little field goal post joint or whatever, the little practice net joint, and hit himself in the head.
Yeah. They was lunching out there.
Getting locked up.
They was tripping out there. You know what I'm saying? Again, so at running back, so y'all don't draft running back.
I'm watching Jaden Daniels joint now. I mean, he looked good, but I ain't gonna say amazing. He got some good throws in there. I'm watching it right now. I'm looking at the pro day right now.
I'm just saying, I ain't watching no pro day. I want to watch his actual game.
I don't. Well, he's not. Okay,
it.
I'm gonna give y'all my analysis. He's not dropping back. He has on a sweatshirt for one. He don't have on the regular shirt with your arm, with your arm showing. He could go through his whole motion. He's not really dropping back on like maybe he did maybe a 3-step drop. You know what I'm saying? He's standing still pretty. He's not now he's dropping back from under center. He looks good from under center.
Well, I seen him miss a couple throws in this shotgun. I see him doing a couple things from under center, but like, don't get me wrong, he look all right though. Like, he do look. I'm not saying he look bad, but yeah, he look good.
And he's 6'3". He's not 6'4". He's 6'3". That's RG3.
Yeah,
he's 6'3".
That's what I keep saying. He's RG3, the same size as RG3.
He missed the throw. I see the throw he missed.
Got the same numbers as RG3. Has an ACL tear like RG3, won the Heisman like RG3, had 30 touchdowns. I mean, he had 40 touchdowns. RG3 had 37. They both had 10 rushing touchdowns. Like, these are the same. It's the same player, bro.
No, not the same player, though. He's faster than RG3 on that 0 to 60, though.
His acceleration, I feel like, is a little bit better. The difference
they
in
got
them,
a lot of
I feel like, listen, this is the difference. I feel like, and this is where we can get a key on. So RG3, when he came in the league, he was young and a little bit immature. Jaden Daniels is 25, so he should be more mature than what RG3 was when he came in the league. You get what I'm saying? He had 5 years in college. He played for multiple different schemes or whatever. RG3 didn't have a scheme. And so this is mentally, he may be a bit better than RG3, but as far as player type, he is the same player, basically.
You know what I think too? And this might be a bad thing. I think that Daniels got on a long sleeve shirt so that you can't see his physique because he's small.
Yeah, he's small.
To make himself look bigger. And that's why he's, but believe it or not, I believe that's why he's missing those throws. It's because of that long sleeve shirt.
Bruh, he is, but this is what I'm saying. His size.
When you have on a long sleeve shirt, trust me, it's a lot different than when you don't.
He played with sleeves on, though. Not long sleeves, but sleeves.
He has on a hoodie, bruh.
That's not a hoodie. That's a shirt, bruh.
That's a hoodie. He got a hood on the back of that joint. That's a hoodie.
Because it's a hood on it don't mean it's a hoodie. It's a shirt
what is
with
it
a hood on it.
Oh, my God.
It's a shirt, bruh. It's a shirt with a hood on it, bruh. Like what they wear, like
Yeah,
sometimes
they
what
got them
people wear in the
little.
game. It's a
They,
shirt, bro. It's
That
not a.
joint got pockets on it on the
So
front.
look. All right, look, real quick. I'm doing another live draft. I literally just started it. I'm at second pick. Minnesota's offered me their 11th pick, their 23rd, their 108, their first next year, and their third next year.
You
What
take
do
that
you do?
draft. You take that.
Nah, he's
You
inaccurate
take
on them
that.
long. He's inaccurate on them long balls. I'm gonna keep it real. He's inaccurate down the
You take,
field.
What you do,
man.
Ro?
You said
You
what?
take that, bro. You
Hey, Ro, what
tripping?
you do right there, Ro? I'm
You
in a
got
live.
2 first-round picks
Listen.
now.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the whole nature show squad out there. Y'all listen, y'all tuned in. We've been live right now for 2 hours and 25 minutes strong right now. 10 years in, veterans y'all listen to right now. We are doing a live trade on NFL mock draft simulator pro football. Now, I just started the draft, sitting at number 2 right here, and the Minnesota Vikings have offered me their 11th pick, their 23rd pick, 108, first round next year, and the third round for next year. What do I do
Bruh,
with that there,
take the
fellas?
pick, bruh. What
I'm
are
picking
you
Jaden
waiting for?
Daniels.
I
I'm picking
heard what
Jaden
you said.
Daniels.
I heard what you said, boy. I gotta get
I'm picking
rotated.
Jaden Daniels. I'm picking Jaden Daniels.
Bruh, it is
So
no way.
you ain't hear what I say. So I'm gonna get for this second round pick. I'm gonna get their 11th pick and their 23rd this
That's
year.
what I'm saying. 2
2
first
picks in the
rounds,
first
bruh.
round, and they're going to give me their 108 pick, and I get their first round pick for
That's the
next
third
year
round.
and third pick. No, I get
So
their first and third rounder for next year.
so basically you
That
get
is a
3 first,
ransom. That's a king's
3
ransom.
yeah, 3
Oh, you
first
talking about
rounds.
108?
So that means you got to
Listen,
go Bo Nix then. I would
Yeah.
just pick Bo Nix then.
no, you could probably get a neighbors. You could probably get somebody like that. I'm taking
No,
it.
I'm talking about I would get a
So
quarterback though.
I'm gonna accept the trade. I wouldn't turn this trade down. I'm telling you, I would accept this trade. I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, I would
And I
accept
am.
it. Jaden Daniels is not worth all of that. I
He's
believe that.
not. He's
He's not
not,
worth all of
bruh.
that.
He
But he
gonna be a
could.
baller though.
Okay.
He's not worth all of that. He's not more valuable than all that. He's not more valuable than 6 players. I don't think.
Okay, so I will give y'all a breakdown what happened. Y'all hear what I'm saying? The Vikings traded up Drake May.
He's not more valuable than 6.
The Patriots end up taking Jaden Daniels. Marvin Harrison Jr. went to the Cardinals. Rome
Like I said,
Odunze went to the Chargers. Malik Neighbors went to the Giants.
damn.
Fashanu went the tackle out of Penn State, first one off the board. Not Joe Alt. Fashanu went to the Titans. McCartney went to the Raiders. The edge Letu out of UCLA, he went to the Bears, and Joe Alt went to the Saints. And now I got the 11th pick with Brock Bowers on the board, Dallas Turner, Terry Arnold, Fuega, the tackle
You gotta
out of
pick the quarterback. Pick the receiver, the guy from LSU, Thomas. That's who I would pick.
Nah, Thomas, he gonna be
No,
there.
I would
He gonna be there.
probably get Thomas. Thomas is marked at 20 right now. And so I have the 23rd pick. He's going to be gone. I will grab.
That's what I'm saying.
Right now.
Oh yeah,
I would get Bo Nix. I would grab Thomas and then Bo Nix.
You can get Thomas.
No,
yeah.
because I'm at the 11th pick. Remember, I got the 11th pick from them. So I'm not. Bo Nix is like 30 or something like that.
You could
You know
trade.
Right. That's why I said get
back?
Thomas first and then get Bo Nix second.
Can you trade back again?
I mean, I could propose a trade. I could always propose a trade.
Nah,
That's
I would trade.
Not propose one. They offer you one.
No, they didn't.
I would pick Thomas
me
there.
Good enough one.
Nah, because what you could have did is you could have moved back a couple more spots and still grabbed Thomas. But if I was you in this situation, because I got the 23rd pick, I'd grab Thomas right now.
I would grab Thomas and then go ahead and grab Nix with the 23rd.
I wouldn't even draft Nix the 23rd. I'd draft Nix in my probably second round because I don't think.
Yeah, I wouldn't draft Bo Nix because Bo Nix is 30. He at 30.
You never know.
Exactly.
You never know.
He's gonna be there anyway, but I wouldn't draft him at that.
I would draft
I'm
if that's the
risky. I
case.
would probably grab the tackle. I would probably grab Troy. I like Troy. Troy Fatano out of Washington, but he's at 17. But
The tackle.
Yeah.
So you don't even have a
the one that I
quarterback
like,
though.
the Oregon State tackle coming out before him, though. Fuega, he coming out before him, but I told you I like Troy over him. Troy is my guy anyway.
A tackle wouldn't be my first pick.
They still got the dude from Georgia sitting there too. See, let's see, Brian Thomas. Let's see what they're gonna say.
Mims.
Yeah, Mims is sitting at 18 right under him. See, I would probably pick Mims over that guy.
I go Mims.
Yeah,
I go Mims. I would
all right, what I'm
definitely
gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to grab Brian Thomas and get Mims.
Yeah, I would. Matter of fact, I would get. That's kind of hard. But either which way,
Yeah, because of where they at. You know what I'm saying? But see, Dallas Turner is sitting right here and Terrion Arnold. I don't know.
should have told me about.
I mean, in my opinion, I would grab Thomas there and then go Bo Nix after that, just to ensure that I had what I needed, and then go tackle in the second round. And that's what I think the Redskins should do, in my opinion. I mean, and of course, every team is different. Like when you got a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen, something like that, you don't need a quarterback. But in the Redskins case, they need a quarterback. And I think that, and they need a receiver, in my opinion. So I think you can get both. I think you can get both.
I took Thomas and yeah, I took Thomas, but I think I ended up losing out on my guy from
Knicks.
Georgia. Mims went to the Jets.
Oh, Mims, yeah.
Mims went to the Jets. Latham went to the Fuega went to Pittsburgh. The guy out of Oregon State, he went to Pittsburgh, so I lost out on him too.
But Bo Nix still on the
guy out of Oklahoma is not bad. Tyler, Bo Nix. No, is he right here?
Yeah, you still get Bo Nix.
Right here, but then
tell me I ain't call that good money.
I still got pick 36, and you still got Jared Verse up here.
Tackle.
The 15. I don't know if I
Rosengarten out from Washington.
He probably gonna be there too.
Yeah, that's what you get at your tackle.
Who?
Rosengarten out of Washington.
Tyler is before him.
Yeah, he gonna be there.
Tyler Guyton.
Guyton. I like Guyton. Tyler Guyton. I like Guyton. Guyton.
So you went and got Thomas, right? All right.
Yeah.
6'7", 322 pounds. Oklahoma.
I like
Guyton.
That sound like Tyler Guyton. I like Guyton. You can get Guyton.
Talking about.
I mean, me personally, I guess.
In this report, they say Stremps, tall, well built, high mass, blocker with great length and reach, nimble, light-footed, and flexible movement.
How far is Knicks down the board? How far is Knicks down the board?
He had 30. He had 30.
I'm saying, like, how many, like, who's before him? How many, like, is it 21 before him or 18 or where's before him?
So the guy that's up there, the top guy that's left up there before him is Jared Verse. He was ranked 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slots down is Bo Nix.
And you at number 23?
Yeah.
And you at 23 right now, and you got the what pick? The 34th pick?
23rd.
And what else? What after that?
I got the 23rd pick, 36, 40, 67.
And I would take Bo Nix now if you want to get him.
Yeah. Yeah. You take Nix here.
But I don't.
Oh, so you gonna go Milton or somebody like that?
Yes, sir. I'm going because see, I got faith in a guy like Milton. He just needs a teacher. I'm going to get the best talent right here while I can.
I'm gonna
You
ask you
see what
what
I'm
you
saying?
want though. Do you want a project or do you want somebody that's gonna
I'm
play
going.
now?
I'm
Bo
going after
Nix,
this
hold on, hear me
tackle
out.
right here.
Bo Nix has 61 starts in college, an NCAA record. So Bo Nix is gonna play now. He's ready to play now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real. Bo Nix is a ready to play now person, in my opinion, and I'm not going. Don't get me wrong. He might still be there because I've got him out in the second round before in my drafts. But at this point in time, if there's only one other quarterback on the board, and I know everybody already got their quarterback, quote unquote, you taking a gamble with somebody that just believe in him type of thing, you know? So me at 23, I'm gonna take him because anybody I can get at 23, anybody that I was gonna get at 30 or whatever the case may be, 36, I can
And his
still get
dad,
the same
and his
quality.
dad is a coach. Remember that too with Bo Nix. His dad was a coach. His dad was a coach. He's in his high school. His dad was his high school coach. So he comes from a family of football.
I mean, yeah, even with him just basically having a lot of playing time, you know what I mean? Him being there having a whole lot of playing time, I think that that's good enough. You know, you don't have to be a coach for that. You
Right,
played 5 years in goddamn college.
right, right.
You know
61,
what I'm saying?
61 starts.
That is in the NFL. How many years would that be? That'd be like a 4.
He was the Pac-12 player of the year last year. Offensive
Yeah,
player of the year.
yeah, because he like that. And a lot of people look, hey, bro, I'm not gonna hold you. This is something I've been
Um,
meaning to say on air. So right now, I am on the Commanders page. I have the highest grossing post. My post right now got over 400 um over 400 like likes or dislikes, laughs or whatever. I forgot what it's called. The majority half of well, I'm gonna say the majority of them is laughing because I drafted Marvin Harrison first. I mean, no, my bad. That's not the post. It's the post with all the different prospects on it. Excuse me. That's the post that it is. So it is about I think that it was the beginning of the year last year, and so a lot of people on there laughing and mad because Jaden Daniels is very low on that prospect list. He's number 9, but you do have people like Bo Nix. You do have all these other people, Joe Mill, and all these other people on there as well. They only focused on the fact that Jaden Daniels wasn't higher on the
hey,
list. Now,
hey, fellas,
what's up?
I took Jared Verse. I took Jared Verse, the edge rusher out of Florida State, and Bo Nix is still here if I wanted to get him.
I told you. I told you. You
And my
taking the risk.
tackle is still here if I wanted to get him, the tackle out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, go get Bo Nix and then go get the tackle. Because you got another pick in the
I
third
mean, I
round,
don't
right? I
want
mean,
Bo,
second round.
but I can get him if I want him.
I mean, yeah,
I
you
don't
kept saying
want
you
him,
want
but
Milton.
I can still get him if I want him because I.
Yeah, because you kept saying you want Milton. My bad.
Yeah, because I passed up on him and he was still there at the 40th pick.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I said, you could still get them late. That's the thing. It's not a problem with getting them. You can still get them late. Um, in the real life, I don't think that's gonna happen. Just being 100 in real life, not gonna happen.
I don't
But
know. We seen stranger things out here. We remember what happened to Aaron Rodgers. We seen stranger things, people.
yeah, that's not gonna keep happening.
Uh, oh, and my man right here. Oh, I got to get my man because I don't even watch him
And
anyway.
I'm
Let's
looking
go,
at Bo
Troy.
Nix college. I'm looking at Bo Nix's I'm looking at Bo Nix's pro day, man. It looks
Ain't
good.
gonna work.
It looks good. It looks amazing, Bo Nix's pro day. So, I mean, shout out to everybody out there listening, man.
Tell
It's
the
the
boy no.
Nature Sports Podcast. You know what I'm saying? And you're getting it in, baby. You're getting it in. It's the Nature Sports Podcast. I mean, we going through the draft. We trying to see who's who and what's what and what's going down. So, you got what you got out there.
All right. Updates on the third round. I passed up on Bo Nix, and I picked up Troy Franklin out of Oregon. Even though we already got Brian Thomas, I picked him up still.
I don't like that pick.
Now, guess what? Bo Nix is still here. And for the fact that he's still there, and I want good talent in the third round to pick 67, I'm going to grab him.
Yeah.
Okay, I can respect that pick. That's a good pick. But
Yeah.
Franklin, I don't know if you needed him. What you gonna do with Jahan now?
What you mean? No,
I
it ain't
mean,
what I'm going to do with Jahan. I know what I'm going to do. It's time for Bob Brown.
you said who? Diami? Yeah, but those two all them receivers,
Yeah,
but I'm
bye-bye.
gonna be real. Like Brian Thomas Jr., and then you still got Terry, and then if you still got Jahan, and now you add Troy Franklin, that's a lot.
I mean, Tinsley a beast, but they didn't put him on the field. These guys might not see the field. You know what I'm saying? So,
Try to ride with me real quick.
but what I'm picking them guys is for insurance, because if Terry goes down, any one of them guys go down, we gonna need to have some backups in there because we don't know how the season gonna roll out.
Right. We didn't discuss linebackers today,
That's
y'all. That's another thing too, though. We did not discuss linebackers. Do you think these guys need a linebacker?
yes.
Yes and no. Yeah, I'm saying yes for depth. I really like what we got on the team right now. We got Frankie Louisville. We got Jamin Davis. We got of course Bobby Wagner now. I really like that linebacker position. You know what I'm saying? And we still got like KJ that might can go into an edge rusher slash because he's an edge. He's like a outside linebacker slash. You know, so I think we pretty good at that linebacker spot. I would like to go
I don't
safety.
think so. I don't
I
think
would
so.
like to
I would
go.
like to see another linebacker out there, honestly.
I would like to go
Barton's
safety.
gone, who needed to be gone.
Good
So
riddance.
Barton gone. We got Khalid
Good
Hudson.
riddance.
We got Jamin Davis. We got Wagner. Who else is a special commodity in our linebacker core except for Louisville? That's only 4 linebackers.
A special commodity. Let's go
You
look
know
at
what
the
I'm saying? So
roster.
I definitely think.
Hold up, because
Yeah,
I
because
feel like we're forgetting somebody.
I mean Mayo might be the only
I
forgotten one
like
in that
Mayo.
pattern, but still, 5 linebackers going to do you for the season.
Yeah. I like
I don't
Mayo
know.
though. I like what we have at linebacker, but I do think, like with Big Son saying, we need to add.
We could add.
You
I'm
need
not
to
saying there's
add,
nothing wrong with
like you
adding.
say,
I think safety though. I
like,
think we need to add a safety because we
but
lost a lot with
but
Cameron
but look
Curl.
though, I got one for you. James Williams, the dude from Miami. He's a
So the
safety and
running
a
back
linebacker.
slash.
You essentially kill 2 birds with 1 stone. He plays safety and linebacker, so you wouldn't need to waste another pick to go grab another safety and a linebacker. You got a guy who plays both of the roles. He hybrid.
Right now we got Keandre Jones as linebacker and Brandon Boyer Randall, both linebackers. Boyer.
I like. I'm gonna be.
Only
I'm gonna
reason
tell
why
y'all who I like. I like Jalen Ford. I like Jalen Ford. I personally like Jalen Ford because Jalen Ford has 4 interceptions. In college, he had 4 interceptions in college at linebacker, and I like linebackers who can cover because I always feel like you'll need them at some point, at some point in time. So if I had to go with anybody, it would be the Texas Jalen Ford. That's who I would go with, and I think you can get him in later rounds as well.
I like Trotter.
Yeah, I just picked up what's the name.
I mean, I like Trotter, but Trotter's the number 1 linebacker coming out for sure.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Right now, PFF got him ranked
No, he ain't.
number
Bro,
one.
I'm about to get Trotter right now at 8. At
I
what
told you.
round is this? I'm about to get Trotter.
Third.
Uh
Third.
let's
Third.
see. This is round 4. This is round 4.
Oh, see?
I
Yeah.
don't
This is
got him
round 4. I'm
lasting
about
till
to get
round
Jeremiah
4.
Trotter.
I
I
don't
think
got him lasting to round 4. I
I,
think
He
Philly
might,
or
bro. You never
either
know.
Philly will pick him up or Andy Reid is going to get him before then. I think.
maybe one of them might get him. You know what I mean? So, but I'm saying he might go. He's going to last at least to the third. I think
I don't think so.
at least to the third.
He's the number one ranked linebacker right now
At
on PFF.
PFF, that's
Yeah.
PFF, but that's not. What is he on the big board though?
All
Not
right,
even
let's
just.
see.
Yeah, you gotta see the big board because PFF is owned by what's her name, but I'm about to have to sign off though because
Yes, indeed. Yes,
it's
indeed.
getting late. So
I mean, it's all good. We'll hold it down.
yeah,
Yes,
this
indeed.
point
Yes,
B
indeed.
signing off.
You
It's
know.
it. I gotta make me a run. So catch y'all later.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But
Hey, hey, tap in with your boy. But it's all good. I feel you though, home. Do what you got to do.
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah.
I'm
Let's
just
see.
saying.
Yeah. So basically, I'm at pick 152 right now. The next pick I have is the last pick at 222. I'll just give y'all a rundown so far of what I drafted. I'm waiting for this thing to load. I've been on here so long that it's starting to play games because just been on here so long.
All right, now
Um,
on the
let's see here.
NFL draft
All right.
buzz, they got Trotter at
My-
6. And they got Dallas Turner at number 1
At what?
for linebacker. And we got Dallas Turner on our cover.
Mm,
So, that ain't too off of a pick. They got Dallas Turner at number 1. Trotter's at number
all
6.
right. So I'm about to give y'all the business real quick, what I just did. So at pick 11, remember I traded my second pick for, I believe, 3 first round picks because I got the 11th pick, the 23rd, and that first round for next year, and the third round for this year, and the third round for next year from them. So I got Brian Thomas Jr. After I got him, Jared Verse, who was projected to go at 15, was still there at 23. I got him. I got Tyler Guyton at 36, the tackle out of Oklahoma. At 40, I got the wide receiver Troy Franklin, just for some insurance, and he's a beast. Ended up getting Bo Nix, even though I passed up on him. Ended up getting Bo Nix at 67. Got Blake Corum at pick 78, the running back with 27 rushing touchdowns last year. James Williams, the slash linebacker slash safety out of Miami. I grabbed him at pick 100. At pick 108, that was one of the picks that I got from trading with the Vikings. I drafted Jeremiah Trotter. Now, you might say, oh, you just drafted a linebacker. Why you go get another one? Well, James Williams plays safety as well. He's just not a linebacker. So, therefore, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You don't have to go back to that wishing well anymore. At pick 139, I got the big tight end, Jared Wiley, out of TCU. If you guys don't know about Jared Wiley, he's a force to be reckoned with. I think that boy is like, if I can recall correctly, I believe Jared is about 6'7" and almost 300 something pounds, maybe more. Let me get accurate with that notion right quick. Because y'all know how we do here on the Nature Sports Show. We don't give y'all nothing but the cold hard facts. So let me go look up this guy real quick. But Jared Wiley, man, I like the guy. Big boy, ball out. I think when we get into pressure moments this season, we will call on his number with a body like that in the red zone. And Jared is, how old is Jared? See, I was on Jared, studying Jared when the draft when we first started having draft talk during the season, I was looking at Jerry because I was doing these mock drafts for a minute. But I'm trying to find this stuff right now, so I can give you guys the correct height and weight on him. My computer's just loading real slow right now. Uh, but yeah, bro, what you think about that? He's 6'6", 249 pounds.
I think
Arm
that's a good
length
look.
30,
I think that's a good look.
33 1/4. Yeah. He's a I'm trying to find his stats real quick. Uh because they usually have that type of stuff up there. Nope, they ain't got him up there. I wonder why. This is See, I'm not about to brag on what site this is, but it's a shame because y'all should be ahead of the game. Y'all should be ahead of ESPN, all of them when it comes to stats, anything. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yes, indeed. Who you got? Who you got? Who you need the stats on?
I'm putting them up now. I got them. I had
Okay.
to go out and go back in to somewhere else, which I shouldn't. I mean, shout out to ESPN. ESPN got them.
Okay.
Okay, he had 47 receptions, 520 yards, 8 touchdowns, 11.1 average per play. I mean, that's pretty solid to me. I like it.
That's solid. It's solid.
That's a
It's
lot of
solid.
production. 8 touchdowns,
Out the tight end.
11.1
We need a
average.
solid tight end too, though. We definitely need a
Yeah,
tight end.
and to
They
pick him
definitely have
up
to draft
where
a
I
tight end.
got him at, yeah. To pick him up where I got him at, that's even more solid. You know, because I picked him up. I think I picked him up at I think 139 or 150 something. So to get him there, that's a good look.
Yeah. Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. Um Lamar Jackson was 6'2", 212 when he came out. That's what that's when he came out, that's what his
He was
size and
small
weight
too,
was.
though.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson was a bony Ronnie when he came out.
Yeah, yeah. So they around the same size.
Oh
Again,
man, so,
if they go Daniels, I just need you to go Thomas too. That's all I'm gonna ask, and then go and get a tackle. I'm not gonna be mad if you get Daniels. My pick though, if I had to do it, would be Marvin Harrison Jr., then Bo Nix, and then a tackle. That would be my pick. But if you get Jaden Daniels, I
mm,
wouldn't be mad. I do believe they're going to pick Jaden Daniels though. I do believe Washington is picking Jaden Daniels. But at the same time, you need to find a way to move up and go and get Thomas. If you do that, you need to find a way to go get
mm,
Thomas as well. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I watched Jaden Daniels pro day. The running now, the 40 time was amazing. That's a weapon, that was amazing. But outside of that, as far as accuracy, he missed on a lot of deep passes. I'm gonna be honest. It was a lot of overthrows.
mm.
I saw a lot of passes out of bounds. Expect the stuff, the intermediate stuff. He was solid. He was solid, right on the money. A lot of stuff. He was solid, quick release, all of that. But when it came to the deeper passes, he was inaccurate. Quite frankly, definitely way
Mm.
more inaccurate than RG3. RG3, if you go look at his pro day back in the day, I think he missed. I think he hit on like out of 65 passes, I think he probably hit on like 58 or something. He didn't miss that many passes. Jaden Daniels
Yeah.
missed quite a few passes today.
Mm.
I didn't, he missed on quite a few passes today. And I'm gonna go back and just go and review it, finish watching the Bo Nix. Um, I didn't see him miss on any. And the one he missed on, the guy dropped the ball. He hit him right in the money. He should have caught it.
Wow.
So that's just my analysis from the pro day. If I don't know how much that means to anybody, but we just talking pro day. We just talking pro day,
Yeah.
you know. And if you're gonna take the pro day, add something. Jaden Daniels obviously has bulked up a little bit. He's obviously bulked up a little bit from when we saw him during the season to now. Got to give him some credit for that. And that could be though why he missed on the passes too. because of the extra weight. Could be.
Yeah.
Sometimes that extra weight will have you missing on some stuff. But he overthrew. It was some overthrows there.
Yeah.
It was some overthrows there. You know, his accuracy wasn't all of that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. His 40 time was. That's like that 40 time, no doubt. 40 times like that. But however, he wasn't all that accurate. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
That's just
And a credit to him though, it might not translate to inaccuracy, doing in the league. It just might have just been that game, so he gotta work on that though.
yeah.
You gotta show himself up out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
Definitely
question.
was. Yeah.
That's a must. They gonna pick him that high. You got to show that up, my brother.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think he got a chance in the league because as fast as he is, the way he can run. I mean, that might end up being a weapon for some team. But how often do you want to use that?
Yeah, how long will he last doing that?
Yeah. Yeah.
We seen it. How long will he last?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm watching Bo Nix pro day. I haven't seen him miss a pass. I think he's doing pass number 8 or 9. He hasn't missed one yet.
But yeah, running back. My linebacker choice is James Williams and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. And fullback, I like the fullback honestly that we got right now. I don't think there's nothing wrong with him. I think he's very feasible. I think he blocks good every time I seen him work. I really can't. I will have to go back and search to say I seen a bad play from him. You know what I'm saying? Because he rarely plays the game, so I know when I'm watching him. You know what I'm saying? I know when he's in there and what he's doing. So I can't say now maybe he'll miss some blocks or something and cause a few sacks or something, but I can't say that right now because he, like I say, he barely played. And when he did play, he looked good. He scored a touchdown. Was that against Philly?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think that was Philly. He scored a touchdown against. And he looked real good on the play that got drew up for him. So I like the guy. I like Alex. So those are my guys for when we talking about who we think that we could get. Because I end up getting Blake Corum in my draft. So those are one of the guys I like. So Blake Corum, Shipley, and Ray Davis are the guys that I see Washington potentially taking a stab at. Now, Corum might not be there because John Harbaugh knows exactly who he is. You know what I'm saying? He coached the boys, so he might be a reach. So we'll see.
All right, Bo Nix going down the field, right on the money. Right on the money. Bo Nix on his first deep pass. Right on the money. Right on the money. He's throwing the ball to
come out of this jump real quick.
Bo Nix, another deep pass. The guy had to slow down, but he was right on it. He didn't overthrow him. Didn't overthrow him. I don't know. That's 2 deep passes. And I'm only saying this because that's where Jaden Daniels struggled.
Pro day or game time?
Pro day. This is the pro day. So that's nobody in your face. Nobody in your face. It's a drill. And he struggled. He struggled down the field. I mean, Redskin fans, if y'all listening, shout out to everybody out there listening to the Nature Sports Podcast. I ain't going to tell you no lie. Go look at it for yourself. It's on YouTube. He struggled throwing the ball down the field. He struggled. It was some overthrows.
Which is kind of odd to me. I guess because it may be different game time for him. Because game time, he was pumping them jumps down the field.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it might be different in the game time, but You got to be able to perform when the lights on. Because to me, that's like pro day is next to playoff. To me, people may say, "Oh no, they ain't no win." Yes, it is. Lights on. Everybody's watching you
Everybody's watching you.
on
You're
a
right
high
about that.
stage. You know
You're
what I'm
right about
saying?
that.
So it's a high value time. Everybody watching you, lights, camera, action type of mode. And are you really ready for that?
Yeah.
Because we seen it done each and every year. Teams do it all the time. Kirk Cousins been doing it for the last few years. Win, go to the playoffs, get kicked out.
Bo Nix is much more accurate than Jaden Daniels. I'm gonna keep it real. And this from watching both of these guys pro days back to back. Bo Nix is much more accurate than Jaden Daniels. Yes, he is. I'm gonna be honest. Jaden Daniels might got he got more spin on the ball. It looks like he got a stronger arm probably, but Bo Nix is much more accurate. Not even a little bit. He's much more accurate than Jaden Daniels.
And remember what we said about Jaden. It's the footwork and the mechanics that makes him not be accurate. Because even on Madden, if you don't let your quarterback go through his full motion of dropping back, whether it's a 3-step, 5-step, 7, whatever it is, if you do not let him go through his full motion and you break that thing up and try to pass it, watch what happens.
Yeah.
Watch what happens. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the full range of work when you go there. It can't be half stepping. So when he gets the full range of work and somebody who can actually teach him that, I think he'll be good. I think he'll prosper.
Right.
In the league,
Well, he's coming from LSU, and they did put what's the boy out there in who we at? The boy out there with the Cincinnati Bengals. That was his alma mater. So
yeah.
It ain't like he coming from a slouch school.
Nah, not at all. That's what I'm saying. And like the draft that I just did, to be honest, bro, I could see us doing a draft similar to that.
Right.
Because you got to think about who Peters and them are, who they really are. Like, I can see them potentially snatching up, end up getting two first-round picks for this year and getting a first-round pick for next year. And getting a third-round pick for next year and one for this year. So I could potentially see him doing that.
Right. I can see why Bo Nix has not missed a pass yet. He was 77.7% passing completion rate this year. In game. Almost 80%. I see why. He's really accurate, man. He's really accurate. Might be really underrated in this draft, to be honest. He might be extremely underrated in this draft. Let's see if this one right down the money. That was a long pass, right on the money. Perfect, in stride and everything. And again, what I'm going to do for Redskin fans out there, I'm going to put there, and this, if you go back to this site, I'm going to make sure it's on all platforms. We're going to do this analysis, both guys side by side. Again, on the money, 40-yard touchdown. Drifting away. We're going to do these guys side by side. You know what I'm saying? Not, no foul. We're going to show both of their pro days side by side, split screen it. We're going to split screen the pro days, show them side by side, and y'all judge for yourself. Every throw, side by side, split screen. That way y'all can't say, I'm being biased. If you know me when it comes to quarterback play, I'm not biased towards anyone. I'm going to call it like I see it. The one I'm biased against is Kirk Cousins. Because of what, that's who I'm biased against.
Yeah.
If you really want it up. I'm biased against Kirk Cousins. He's a bum.
I'm biased towards Kirk Cousins because what he did to us while he was here.
Right.
So he can never do nothing right in my eyes. I don't care if he go out here and win the Super Bowl with the best passer rating of the year. He can never do nothing right in my eyes. I'm sorry. You could have did that here if that's the case.
And let's see what Drake May did in his pro day. No, Drake May didn't have a pro day.
He did?
I don't see it. No. He hasn't had his pro day. He hasn't had his pro day. Maybe it hasn't come up yet. Maybe it hasn't come up yet. Again, I said the same analysis. I said the same thing about Caleb Williams. I felt like he was inaccurate on his pro day. I felt like he was inaccurate. I'm looking at JJ McCarthy's pro
So
day right
people
now.
like I I tend I tend to take information about quarterbacks from Roe with a heavier weight. Might I add? Might I add a soaking wet sweatshirt? That's how I put it on. That's how I take it. You know, um, Roe used to play quarterback himself. You know, so when he speaks on quarterbacks, I take a deeper look at him and see what's really what. You know, because at the end of the day, you how can I put it? At the end of the day, you when someone knows something, that's like the knowledge I have in plumbing. You know what I'm saying? You take that knowledge from me. The knowledge
Yep,
Roe has
absolutely.
in music and engineering, you take that knowledge from you. You know what I'm saying? If somebody knows something, you take that knowledge and until they prove you wrong. And over the 10 years, and I'll say 10 years plus, because we've been talking sports before we started the show. You know, you're never really wrong about a quarterback.
See,
Um,
even with RG3, what did I say? I said he waits too long to get rid of the ball to the defenders up on him, and I said that's really dangerous in the NFL. You can't do that. He's going to get hurt. I say I like his game. I say he's amazing, but when I watched the film, remember I came back and said that Taylor Heineke. If y'all want to go look at the show, make sure to put that up after the first throw against the first two throws against the Seattle Seahawks. That's who the Redskins was playing when Dwayne Haskins was benched. After the first two throws with Taylor Heineke, everybody was going crazy. We was mad at. I say, hold on. I said they just benched Dwayne Haskins. I said, hold on though. This guy's not bad. This guy got something right here. This guy got something. And lo and behold, maybe I think 2 weeks later, he ended up playing against Alex Smith came back and won the division. And maybe a week later, it was a decision. They said Taylor Heineke gonna play. I said, oh, Shorty is all right. And believe it or not, if Taylor Heineke doesn't injure his arm against Tampa Bay, I believe Taylor Heineke might have beaten Tampa Bay that game. Go back and watch the film.
Yeah, we were always you know, trying to, I guess, instill it into not the fan base, but to the team and the people surrounding the team. That's what you guys need to do, but they never took that route.
Yeah.
You know, Taylor Heineke arm strength. I think if he had better arm strength from the get go and they worked on that, he would have been in a way better position. You know, I don't know. I just did a mock draft and just let it do it. I don't know why they got us drafting Drake May right here. That's not gonna happen. I just don't foresee that. Okay,
Even
I can
with
see the
JJ
guy from
McCarthy.
BYU, Christian Haynes. I can kind of see that. Yep, the dude from Maryland. And look out for that. We were talking about safety. Look out for that safety from Maryland, Braid.
I
Hey,
said it.
he bad.
Didn't I say it?
He badass. I've been like Shorty, but they possibly got us getting him, and they possibly got us getting Jatavion Sanders, that tight end out of Texas that I was talking about earlier or the other day or something like that. So we don't have a 4th round pick this year. Wow. How was that?
See, the thing I don't like about these pro days, I'm gonna be honest with you. At least when I'm watching JJ McCarthy's pro days, a lot of these passes are easy passes. And see, now he did an out, maybe a 15-yard out, and he overthrew it. Give me something that's challenging. Don't give me a bunch of slants. And that's what they love to do in these pro days, a bunch of slants. Give me all the challenging throws. Or I want to see all outs. I don't even want to see a slant. I mean, who can't throw a slant? I don't want to see no slants. Give me all outs, all 10-yard outs, 20-yard outs. Give me all deep balls, deep passes from no foul, deep passes, outside of the hash marks. That's what I want to see. I mean, JJ McCarthy has thrown 15 slants and one out. That's one thing. That's one thing Bo Nix didn't do. He threw challenging pass. Another out, overthrew. Another one. He overthrew the second one. He hasn't completed an out yet. JJ McCarthy. That means he lacks arm strength. He go another out. He barely got it in the numbers.
I told you I ain't like JJ. I don't like JJ.
Nah, yeah.
His wind
Okay,
up
another
is
out. He go another out. Okay, that
long,
one wasn't bad. That one was
like
his receiver dropped it. That wasn't bad. Okay, let's see what we got here. Another out. Let's see what we got. Overthrow. Another overthrow. JJ McCarthy. Another out. Another overthrow. So he's 1 for 6 on the outs. Out on the other side. That was a little bit of an overthrow too. Definitely wasn't on the numbers. Another out. Okay. That one is good. That one was on the numbers. That was a good pass. Another out. That one was better. Right on the numbers. Right on the numbers. Right on the numbers. And remember, and honestly, these are not outs for real. These are slants. They slant to the inside and then go out. This is an inside pass. I don't really want to see anything inside. But on his outs, what they've been doing is slanting. Now he's going down the field. JJ McCarthy, overthrow. Overthrow. Down the field. He threw it down the field, overthrow. Overthrow. He's just not accurate, man. He's just not accurate. They better not draft that boy. Overthrow. Second one. On his second, he did another fly, 9 route. Overthrow.
I don't like JJ.
Overthrow.
I do not like JJ.
So he got 2 on the 9 routes. He got 2 overthrows. And then one, the guy had to slow all the way down to catch the ball. His 9 route again. What you got? And the guy, another overthrow. He has 3 overthrows, 1 completion on 9 routes. This is nobody, no defenders, nobody in his face.
That's even worse.
Yeah, he caught it. That's a nice nice out. It was a good pass. Did another out, true out. But no, these are comebacks. These are comebacks. So it's an out, but it's a comeback out. So it's like a button hook going out a little bit. I don't just give me a basic out towards the sideline and throw the ball, complete the ball. Okay, this is that was a good pass. This was like a fly, like a fade almost. It's like an inside, but they getting inside the numbers like on a fade thing. I mean, he completed it. It was a good pass. I was not impressed. I'm not impressed by JJ McCarthy. Another, no, he caught that barely in. No yak though. No yak. No yak.
Hey, is Roman Wilson the yak god?
No.
Turbocharged athlete with rare raw explosive speed and a dynamism. Can use his hyper elite explosiveness to throttle up and attack open zones. He has long stride acceleration to rocket into open field and elongate space. Let me see what's up with him. real quick. Hey, can you pull up? Well, no, you watching that film. I'm gonna do it right quick. I want to pull up his 40 time. That Roman Wilson.
Yeah, just bad, man. I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed. And the only reason I pulled up, again, shout out to everybody out there that's still with us. It's the Nature Sports Podcast. The reason that I wanted to pull up,
Ooh, he
we
might
got it
be.
to
Yeah, he
40.
might be a little speed. He did a 4.4.
Okay, okay,
You
that's
got a little
definitely
shifting
good.
to get.
And the reason that I wanted to see these other guys, because we just saw Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, his running ability makes him intriguing. I believe his ability to run makes him very intriguing. But was he inaccurate? Yes. Yes. And with the ability to run, the risk you take is him getting hurt. That's just the risk you take.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Leo Point said he had an ACL. I don't remember the ACL, but let me pull it up and see. I didn't see the ACL tear. I didn't see an ACL tear. I saw a high ankle sprain and I saw a concussion against Alabama.
Yeah, he had an MCL or something. One of them Jones got tore or sprained or tore. He had a tear. One of them. Yeah, I do remember that. Hey, what's your thoughts on Blake Fisher, the tackle out of Notre Dame?
Blake Fisher. I like him. I like him. I think he's good. I don't think he's one of the top guys, to be honest.
No, he's
I
not. He's at 105, but that's still good quality.
yeah. I think he's good
Thanks.
though. I think he's good. I think he's 105. He's better than 105. I do believe that, but I don't think he's one of the top tackles though.
No,
I
he's
would
not.
take
I think he's in the top 20. He's in the top 20 because Delmar is the next one up on him. That's the tackle out of Maryland. Delmar
right.
Glaze.
Yeah, I don't see this no ACL on Jaden Daniels. When was this?
I'm not sure, bro. Maybe it was when he was um in Arizona. Did it happen in Arizona?
I'm looking at his Arizona season now. He went 8-5. 2021 announced under investigation due to multiple recruiting violations. Whatever. And then he went to LSU. No, I do not see an ACL for him. He graduated, said Daniels committed to Arizona State on December 13th, 2018. He graduated from Cajun in order to enroll in Arizona State in January 2019. As a freshman, Daniels beat out the starter Dylan Sterling Cole in training camp, making him the first starting true freshman. Another for Sun Devils. Daniel led the Sun Devils to a victory against multiple ranked opponents, including number 6 Oregon. For his performance against Oregon, Daniels was named Offensive Player of the Week and Freshman of the Week by the Pac-12. Daniels was an honorable mention for the Pac-12 Freshman Offensive Player of the Year, led the Sun Devils to a 20-14 victory at the 2009 Sun Bowl. In a shortened season, 2020, Daniels started all 4 games where he led the Sun Devils to a 2-2 record. In the Territorial Cup, Daniels finished the game with 2 touchdowns and a quarterback rating of 296.8 in a 70-7 victory against Arizona. Wow. Daniels led the Sun Devils to an 8-5 record, but struggled passing the ball, throwing 10 interceptions, 10 touchdowns and 10 interceptions in the 21 season. Prior to the 2021 season, the NCAA announced Arizona State was under investigation due to multiple recruiting violations. Pete Thamel reported that Daniels' mom allegedly was paid more than $1,100 to give flights to recruits. And 2022, Daniels transferred to LSU to play for the LSU Tigers.
Repeat that, bro. Your jump broke up. Repeat that.
I said, and he played for LSU. The last year he played for LSU after the recruiting scandal at Arizona State. He moved to LSU. But it does not say it does not say an ACL tear on here. I think Point is wrong on that. I do not think he had no ACL tear. I can't find it. I've been looking for it. I can't. They said he had a high ankle sprain and he had that concussion against Alabama. So that's Jaden Daniels. That's the whole thing that's going on with Jaden Daniels. To me, injury wise, I don't count that ACL until I can find some type of report on it. I can't count that. I can't count that. I can't count that. Again, bro, though, even in the description of of his prior history, obviously, he struggled passing the ball. So it's some truth to what I'm saying. If you get him, he may struggle passing the ball.
Yeah, numbers don't lie, film don't lie neither.
Because what happens is, when you struggle passing the ball, especially down the field, what begins to happen is defenses start to squeeze the field. And so now they don't have to worry about you throwing the ball. I take my chances if I know you can't hit nobody over top. No foul. If I know you can't throw the ball 20, 30, 40 yards down the field, I take my chances. I'm going to squeeze up, body, put hands all on your receivers. Y'all ain't, play real physical with you.
Yeah.
All you can do is dink and dunk virtually and run. Not saying that that's what would be the case with Daniels, but depending on what type of offense Washington wants to run, I think Bo Nix is the gem here. He had the best pro days. I'm gonna go look at Michael Penix pro day just to make sure and see what you got in Michael Penix. But I've watched, out of everybody I've watched, Caleb Williams, JJ McCarthy, Jaden Daniels. I mean, I still would take Nix.
Michael Penix got that killer instinct, bro.
Huh?
Shorty got that killer instinct.
Now I will say he beat Bo Nix twice. He beat Bo Nix twice this year.
Yeah.
Straight up.
He got that killer instinct with
him. I
gotta
go look at him. He beat Bo Nix twice. He did lose the championship to JJ McCarthy, but I don't think it was JJ McCarthy he lost it to. It was the Calhoun guy, the running back guy. The guy had 27 touchdowns at running back. I mean, phenomenal.
Bro, hold up, bro. Now, this boy numbers ain't astronomical numbers, okay? So I don't want y'all to get all hype. Oh, yeah. Jason Bean, quarterback out of Kansas. Now, I'm only looking at him because I'm trying to find a player to pick for my last pick, and I want to go quarterback since I didn't go quarterback at all in this draft or whatever. On this particular on this particular draft that I did. Now, his numbers last year, he had very minute. It was 2,001 to 30 yards, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. But what stands out to me is this boy's QBR rate, 82.9 on the year. That's big.
His QB,
that was his QBR. His rate was 175.
That's good. That's good. That's a good rating.
Real good, to be this boy ain't nowhere on nobody's. I don't think he nowhere on nobody's draft board, but I just so happen to see his numbers because I'm looking for guys, and his numbers are better than the dude from Notre Dame.
Yeah. I don't like that quarterback from Notre Dame.
Hart.
Yeah, Hart. I don't like Hart. I watched his film.
His numbers are way better than him.
Yeah, and no offense to Hart, I definitely wish you to. I can't see it. NFL, the defender's too fast, and I ain't saying you can't step your game up and get better, but would I draft you now? I wouldn't. And that's no knock. No knock, baby. No knock. Use it as fuel. Use it as fuel to get better. Use it as fuel. I ain't knocking nothing. I ain't knocking nobody. Use it as fuel. No foul again. No foul. I ain't knocking nothing. You know what I'm saying? Use it as fuel.
Oh,
Use it as
how do
fuel.
you Sam Hart? That's his. Let me see. Oh, Hartman. Sam Hartman.
Sam Hartman.
Like,
Yeah,
okay.
Hartman. That's the guy for Notre Dame. That's the quarterback for Notre Dame.
All right, let's see what Sam. Oh, Sam. I mean, Sam had like a few hundred more yards than he did, like maybe 500 more yards than he did. He had 2,689 yards, 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 75.4 QBR rating, and 159.5 rating. That boy's rating, I just talked about it. His jump blew his jump out the water, way out the water.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam Hartman had some
Blew the
games,
rating
man.
out the water and the QBR rating.
Yeah, Sam Hartman had some games, man. It just wasn't a good look.
Yeah, Kansas Jayhawks, Jason Bean, man. If y'all ain't looked at that boy, I would take a look at him. He had 124 completions on 199 attempts. Sam Hartman had like 300 attempts for like 180 something completions or something like that.
All right, now just to watch him. I'm gonna watch Michael Penix. You know, while we still on air, I'm gonna see what I got on Michael Penix. You know, and they give y'all another analysis. This is based on a pro day. You know, Penix is left-handed. That's one unique thing. He can throw those outs a little bit better than McCarthy, though. I tell you that much. He hit on every out. Every out thus far, he hit on them.
Hey, look, I'm gonna leave out and come back in on my phone.
Okay. Yeah, every single one he hit on them on the outs. But they all to the left side, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only thing about this is he's throwing them all the ones I've seen so far has been to the left side, and Penix is left-handed. I want to see an out to the right side. I want to see it on the opposite side. I don't think they should throw no crossing routes, no ends. They throwing comebacks and all this different stuff. I'm not. If it was my pro day, I would do all 30-yard outs. I mean, it would be a display of just I would find the hardest throws that I could do, you know, down the field. This guy Rattler just overthrew. Rattler on the second down the field throw. It was an overthrow. 2 overthrows for Rattler. And we're going to see what Penix got on the 9 route. Let's go. Down the field, Penix on the 9 route. Overthrow. Second one, Penix on the 9 route. That was good. That wasn't bad. Receiver dropped the ball, though. Rattler or third overthrow on the 9 route. That's the fly. Penix overthrow on the third fly. So he's 1 for 2 on the flies. He has trouble down the field as well. Rattler, another overthrow. Rattler's just his accuracy is terrible, man. Sorry.
Who?
Rattler. This guy Rattler, it's terrible.
Where he from?
I don't know. Let me look up Rattler. I forgot where he's from. Penix was not that accurate either. He had trouble throwing the ball down the field as well. So again, Bo Nix, man, that's for me the most complete quarterback in the draft. Again, from my analysis, is Bo Nix. You know, as far as the pro day, I don't think Bo Nix missed a pass on his pro day. So y'all can say what y'all want. I thought he made some difficult throws down the field. He threw the same bombs that everybody else threw. The same 9 routes. They was just overthrowing them joints, not even keeping them in the field of play. That's you giving your receiver no chance to catch the ball. I would much rather you underthrow it than overthrow it. At least your receiver can come back and fight for the football.
Mm-hmm.
But when you throw it outside of the field of play, they literally get no chance to make a play on the ball. And I just don't think that's not what you want. It's not what you want. Spencer Rattler. Hold on. Let me look up Spencer Rattler. He was highly inaccurate, though. Anybody who drafts him, hey, you guys work on it. That's all I'm gonna say. Work on it. I wouldn't even, if I was that inaccurate, I wouldn't even have did no pro day. That's me. You better be prepared, boy. Show off, boy.
Well, this new age ain't got that same pedigree.
Spencer Rattler went to South Carolina. He went to South Carolina. So what you got on the final thoughts, man? We done went through linebackers, we went through running backs, we went through a whole bunch of other stuff. Pro days, because again, this was Jaden Daniels' pro day, so we wanted to cover it to give y'all some idea of what we saw, give y'all, the early analysis on Jaden Daniels. But what you got for the final thoughts?
Well, for the final thoughts, I'm gonna come on camera now. As y'all see the gear flooded out. Y'all know how I do it. You know what I'm saying? None but the original. But being as though I got the original, I want us to keep it original around here.
Yes,
How we
indeed.
got to our Super Bowls, if y'all remember, it wasn't always about the quarterback. We had 3 different ones. It was more about the running backs. And we had 3 different ones of them too. So we get back to that running game around here. It's solidified with I ain't gonna call them the hogs. I'm gonna say some dogs. Put some dogs on that line that's ready to eat, which we got a couple of them. We need a couple more, and we're gonna get back to the promised land. The defense is already set up, if you ask me, for greatness. Bobby Wagner, Louvu, what's the other guy who came with him? The safety. What's the safety that came with Louvu? Him and they teammates. I forget the safety name, but getting him was a big look. Getting him. And all we need to do is plug in a couple more pieces on the edge and get some more linebackers. I think we are putting ourselves in prime position for a playoff push. And that's not just to get views, to get you guys to come listen to what we say. If you guys know anything about the Nature Sports Show, that's not what we do around here. The Nature DC Show, we tell y'all the truth, whether it hurts or not. Cold hard facts around here. So I like the direction that we are headed in. And I like what Adam and Quinn are doing so far. I mean, I can't dispute it. Can I say that they done something horrible? I mean, maybe in the trading Sam, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is a business and that them type of things happen. So I'm really, really ecstatic and just overjoyed to see what else we're going to do with the rest of this team. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all for tuning in to us. That was my final thoughts. It's your boy Big Son, 10-year vet, and signing out. We see y'all tomorrow night, baby.
Yes, indeed. So on my sign out, my final thoughts is I like Isaac Garindo, the running back from out of South Carolina. Oh no, sorry, out of Louisville. The guy who ran the 4.33. I like him. I think that's when it comes to running backs, I think the Skins should think about drafting him. 6'1", 225, and run a 4.3 and run a 4.330, a 4.33. So I mean, hey, and he averaged 6.1 yards a carry in college.
Yep.
So if this was a running back and linebacker day, I think you should think about him. I think you should think
Yeah,
about him. I
yeah,
think you
you
should.
can give him some thought, especially with Corin possibly going to John Harbaugh's team early.
Right,
You're
right,
gonna have a Ray Davis left. You're
right,
gonna have Shipley still left out there. So if those guys are still left, hey, you got a good pick of the litter.
right, right, right. So I think Alex Gorindo is definitely something to just think about. Something to think about. You know what I mean? Something to think
Yeah.
about. You know. Now, I will say this. Going, as far as final thoughts, that's on the linebacker front. I mean, on the running backs front. Linebackers, I like what we have at linebackers, but we should add somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Now, who that's gonna be? You got some good prospects out there, I believe. But I told you who I like, which was the guy. Let me see if I can pull him up. Let me see if I can pull him up. I mentioned him in the broadcast. If you want to know who he is, but he had 4 interceptions. That's the main stat that I remember going back. He had 4 interceptions. Um, he had 4 interceptions throughout the season. I think whatever you get as the Redskins, you need to get a guy who can cover as a linebacker. I don't like linebackers who can't cover. They're liabilities because eventually, as a linebacker, you will have to cover at some point. So I like linebackers who are coordinated enough to be effective in the passing game as well. I always think those are the best linebackers. Guys who can cover, guys who are good at blitzing and who can cover also, and who knows how to set the edge. Or if you're a middle linebacker, you know how to fill the gaps.
Yeah, and that's why I believe I like James Williams so much because he's not only an outside linebacker, he can cover.
Right.
And he wins 57%, if I'm correct. If somebody thinks I'm not, go look it up, but I think I am. 57% of his snaps, he wins.
See?
And that's more than half, so that's good to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a couple things that are requirements, at least for me, would be covering linebackers who can cover, linebackers who can blitz, linebackers who are good in run support. You know.
Yeah.
So, I think if the guy that, of course, that I said, go back listen to the broadcast. I gave him his full name when I had his numbers up. I think that's a good look. You know what I mean? That's a good look for sure. So that's on that front. Fullback, I'm with you. I think I like the guys who we got at fullback, but I want to still do some extensive research on who's out there at fullback. You might can add a guy at fullback who could play some special teams too. I think the fullback should be able to play special teams as well. Because again, that's how you learn how to really bang. You know what I'm saying? And in fact, I wouldn't mind you getting the guy Isaac Garento and putting him at fullback because people don't remember this. And I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story, on my final thoughts. I normally do this anyway, but I do it again tonight. Stephen Davis, you remember Stephen Davis? Stephen Davis. He started out with us as a running back and was soft as Twinkie filling. I'm gonna keep it real. That's the guy that Michael Westbrook fought and all of this, that, and the other. I'm not gonna bring up. If you're a Redskin fan, you know what happened. Okay. Stephen Davis was soft, to be honest with you. Go look at the film. What happened was they put him at fullback because somebody got hurt, and he was his size. Stephen Davis was a big guy. So they said, hey, man, this man might can play some fullback. Let him play fullback. What happened was he got at fullback and he learned how to be physical from playing fullback. And then we put him back at running back. He was a dog for the rest of his career. Yeah, one of the most physical running backs that ever put on a Redskin jersey. Had one of the best seasons as a Redskin running back than we just ever seen around here. It's at least touchdown. That includes Riggins seasons too. He had a Riggins type season after he got at fullback and learned how to be physical. Get the guy
And this,
Garento. He's
if y'all
225. Go ahead, big son. I couldn't hear you. Repeat one more time. I think you might be breaking up. Get the guy Garinto. Get the guy Garinto. Garindo. Sorry. Go ahead. Now I got you. I got you now, big son. Go ahead. Say it again.
if y'all can remember, back in the day, Reggie Bush and Lindell White tandem was one of the most dangerous tandems in college football.
Yeah.
If y'all can bring that to the NFL, we're bringing us another guy to spell Eckler. Oh, we gonna take plenty toilet seats on the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight up,
Yeah.
plenty toilet seats on the game. That's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah. So y'all should consider Garindo at fullback. Let him get physical, then slide him in there at running back. And watch what you get. Brian Robinson, too. He ain't exempt. Let him play a little bit of fullback. Let him block, bang some, let him block and get
Yeah,
physical,
yeah.
you know.
It
Get
ain't
him.
gonna do nothing but make them more explosive. I
That's
mean,
all it's gonna do. That's all
you're
it's
not
gonna do.
gonna you're not gonna kill the man. You're just gonna make them better.
Make them better. And that's always the goal. So that's my final thoughts when it comes to running back, linebackers, and fullbacks. This is the Nature Sports Network. We coming to y'all tomorrow. Ironically, with quarterbacks after all these pro days then went down. You know what I'm saying? Again, I want to see Drake May's pro day. He hasn't had his pro day yet. It's because they're probably getting him ready for it because he's not accurate. Not in my opinion, not doing the games at least. So
Yeah.
we
His
get
his game his game film leaves much to be desired.
yeah. I think Washington does, though. Ultimately, I do think they pick Jayden Daniels. If you do that, then you gotta go get Thomas. Thomas.
I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta get
I mean, you gotta get him, but if you don't get him, get Troy Franklin. If you can't get him, get
yeah,
Franklin.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
I
because
agree.
I agree. The chemistry. Talking to you guys last night, we had a little back and forth about it. But if they can't get him, I mean, if they can get him because it's chemistry there. You know, but if not, get Franklin. You can build that chemistry because you got to build chemistry with the other players too. So if you can get Thomas, get him.
Yeah,
You know, if you can get him.
yeah, yeah. So again, shout out to everybody out there listening. This is the Nature Sports Podcast bringing you this off season, this Washington off season and draft coverage. You know what I'm saying? Only the way that we can do it. Only the way that we want to do it. You dig what I'm saying? So continue to ride with us throughout this draft season. We'll be back tomorrow, 10:30 Eastern time, for more draft coverage and trying to give you the best idea. And it's just not for Redskin fans because, again, we cover a lot of people, just might cover your team as well. You dig what I'm saying? So we just might cover your team as well. So,
Yeah,
therefore,
no question. You never know when you tune in. What's gonna go down,
like we
man?
did with San Francisco today, we covered San Francisco's last 10 years, basically. So
Yeah,
if you tune in, it just might be your team. You dig what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're gonna sign off. See y'all tomorrow, 10:30 Eastern time.
yes, sir. Tune in.
Yes, indeed.
Don't tune out.